We'll wait 30 seconds.
We're waiting 30 seconds?
Dude, when we were recording last night, Adam, YouTube was down.
Yeah.
YouTube was not working.
Great. Fun shit.
Something was happening. I mean, the terrorists.
Yeah, the terrorists. We're checking
Terrorists.
I was on Twitter, like, because I
doxxed.
just posted it, and it was saying YouTube was down. So I go to check the video, and it's like, this video cannot be found. It's like, I'm live. It says I'm live. It's almost fucked up.
Your episode literally broke YouTube. That's fucking classic.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was nice and easy to get through because, this is the podcast, by the way. We're recording. There was no break, so we got through everything quickly. We stayed on topic. We had a little fun. We didn't talk about World War II. And we got the fuck out of there.
We mentioned it in passing as a sort of explaining what was missing. But other than that,
yeah.
By the way, did you get that leather clown suit I sent you?
Oh yeah, it's very nice.
Leather clown suit.
William Hurt's face is wonderful.
Assless Chaps will be there next week.
All chaps are assless, sir.
Speaking of assless chaps, I laughed watching The Stand today because that Corin Nemec has assless chaps but wearing jeans with his bike gear because he comes when he finds Gary Sinise.
Oh, yeah.
I laughed at that.
I don't know his real name. All I know is he's
Mansquito.
Parker Lewis.
Yeah, Parker Lewis can't lose, and he was also Mansquito.
Mansquito?
Mansquito is a movie that he started.
I didn't know
Sounds
about
like a wrestler name.
It was the Sci-Fi Channel movie that premiered years ago, and it's called Mansquito.
Was it after the Parker Lewis money ran dry?
That's
got to have an Asylum producer credit on there somewhere with a name.
I think
like
it
that.
did. Yeah, it was. It was sci-fi for sure.
One of the Davids is on there.
Yep.
So it turns out Parker Lewis can lose.
He's lost. He's lost many a times. Yes.
Well, I was watching
Parker
my girlfriend.
Lewis lost everything.
I kept making all these references my girlfriend did not understand, and so we're watching The Stand. And she's like, "I like this." I'm like, "Yeah." The only thing I hate about that movie is Parker Lewis. And she goes like, "Who?" I'm like, "Yeah, he can't lose." And she's like, "I have no idea."
Granted, even if she was deep in TV, that's a very, very, very obscure reference.
People know that show though, and I've never seen an episode that I remember.
My dad's like that. I can't tell my dad jokes because he fucking just any pop culture reference at all just goes right the fuck over his head. He did not grow up on the TVs like I did.
If I start talking about the NBA right now, both you guys would just be like, "I have no idea."
No, I would.
Yeah.
No, but Parker. I remember watching Parker Lewis Can't Lose when it was live.
I remember watching it, but I don't have any memories of the actual episodes at all.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I'm aware of a show called Parker Lewis. It was definitely ingrained in my pop culture history.
And I remember, now, was that the show where he had comics on the wall, or was that another show with Jerry O'Connell? So that must be another show. I think Jerry O'Connell had a show where he was a kid. It wasn't Sliders. It was before Sliders, and he had like comics on the wall, and he talked about buying comics and putting them. He had them like on the wall, like in plastic baggies, but they were on the wall, so they were all stacked across his wall.
Did you ever go into my room before I moved in with you? That guy on Normandy that I lived with. I had all of my laser discs on the wall.
Oh right, yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
covered.
Yeah,
that was
that's a good design. I like that. That's cool.
You can't do that when you have a family, though.
Sure, you can.
You'll freak them the fuck out. Like,
Well, especially if you talk about JFK.
I think we need to hear a theme song because I need to process what the fuck we just watched. So.
Oh, it's great.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast feed, but there is something wrong with your taste of podcasts. Unfortunately, now we are in control somehow.
Ow. Yeah, fuck.
Anyway, do not attempt to turn off the podcast. Although you're fully capable of, we just really don't want you to. Welcome to LIW Anthology Series Review.
I'm Phoenix West. Welcome to episode 50. I saved this for 50. It's inside number 9, 500, the non episode. Deadline, their live Halloween, in quotes, episode. We just finished watching it. Let's talk about it. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
Big ticket.
Where's your enthusiasm, man?
It's here.
We're not discussing Alcoa Goodyear Theater. A little.
Well, no. Are we going to go into details on the spoilers here, or
How
what?
the fuck can we?
You can't. Yeah, you have to spoil it. You have to.
Let's pause.
Yeah.
Take time out and just say, if you haven't seen this episode, stop listening or watching right now. Just go watch it and come back. We'll give you 10 seconds. We'll talk about how awesome it was before we get into any real details. Because I don't want to be the one to spoil it for you. Holy shit. It was awesome. I love this episode so much. Should we just
It's a lot of fun.
Scores? I'm going to give it a 10.
Wow.
That was fucking solid.
Wow.
Adam?
Are we seriously already doing scores? Because I haven't really
to leave. Okay.
I haven't really formulated a score yet.
That's fine. Dick,
you have to come back to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd say it's a 9. Okay. A solid 9. I would say that.
Adam made these for me. I just wanted to use them.
Yeah, they're very nice. Might as well use them.
I was thinking, I was like, what can we talk about? And I saw these scores right here. So, all right. Now that we're done with that, okay, let's go into detail in the episode. And how do we? This has no format. And that's kind of the genius of it. We were talking during the screening about Andy Kaufman. And in the Man on the Moon movie, he talks about how he wants to change like the vertical and the horizontals to stuff. He's like, people will think there's something wrong with their TV. Or he wanted to change the audio, right? Or make it go down. People turn it up.
Well, he wanted to do. Yeah, I think he did two.
I think it was a vertical hold. He wanted that. Yeah. Where that he looks was, like you're. Yeah,
he was the vertical hold. Monty Python wanted to do the BBC.
Yeah.
Michael. No, who was it? Cleese, John Cleese wanted to do so the volume would just turn down, so people would be like,
"Come on!"
And they turn it up, and they turn it up a little bit more, and they would be like, "Yarr!" And they start screaming. That's what he wanted to do. They wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah.
And now we're in an age where they let him do this. And I couldn't be more happy to have watched this.
It's a very surreal, meta episode of anything I've ever seen. It's very well done. It's what it takes basically the last 20 years of cable television and mocks it wonderfully. It's just
movies.
Well, I mean, movies, the tropes of horror movies.
It has the balls to mock its own audience too. Yeah, this is definitely.
To the point though that they mocked their own audience to the point where the audience kind of left them and said "fuck you" and they stopped watching. So there you go. I guess they succeeded in that.
It's a true test of who has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you say they mocked their audience, I didn't think so. I thought they were testing their audience. I thought that was a whole
same
thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say. It's like the British would call it taking the piss. That is exactly what this is. This is
Let me do this so
taking the piss episode. Yeah.
Now we can see your full background, Adam.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it is definitely. Are you with us? How much are you with us? Because if you stay around,
shit do you want? Yeah.
If you stay around more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I guess you'll be rewarded. Because after that, it's like they start to actually have a storyline that gets explained and it moves. It's done in a really obviously a meta way, but in like a non-narrative way. There's not one person saying like we're going here and this is what we're doing. It's cuts to different shows.
And they're using the history of BBC programming to tell a story.
Yeah.
And I like that they had the whole I want to know what that show was where they had the guy in the what do you call it? Oh shit. It was in Andersonville. What were they called? The Stockade.
Oh yeah.
Where he falls on his face and he gets hurt real bad.
Should I pull that up?
I want to know what show that is.
Dick wants that show. He wants that show from Idiocracy. That ouch my balls. He wants that to be a real thing.
Well, we had that. It was called America's Funniest Home Videos. We already had that show.
Not really.
That's pretty much what it was, Adam.
And you know that show's still on, by the way. Do you know that?
Except after you get done watching, you're like, oh, ouch my balls.
It was on. It's basically all it is like TikTok videos. It's like directly from cell phone cam footage. That's all it is. And they have like literally thousands of them. Because they pad it out, and it's like, this isn't even funny. This is just like, he fell down.
It never was funny. But here's the footage they cut to you.
The wonderful
why they're showing this in a minute, but let's just show this because it's fucking hilarious.
The wonderful Bob Saget.
It looks like Mick Jagger on the left.
That guy has a lot of bronzer on.
That's either Abe Vigoda in the middle or Christopher Lloyd.
It's Dave Coulier, Christopher Lloyd, and Mick Jagger over here.
and Sting is in the stockade.
Oh.
Right on his face. Oh.
That would hurt. That would really hurt.
I expect him to do that the grape lady thing. That lady.
Me face hurts.
Okay.
My wonderful, beautiful face.
How do we go through this in order?
You
Someone
don't.
wanna start?
I don't think you can. It didn't seem like they really were either, so I don't think it matters.
I think it's well written as hell.
Yeah, the whole premise is it's a show they're shooting live. There's audio problems where it goes mute. Then they got the break with the BBC woman saying, "Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're going to show a rerun instead." And they start showing an episode of Inside Number 9 from the silent episode that we saw that we love.
Thankfully, one that we watched.
Yeah. I can describe, because it does say on IMDb, when Arthur finds an old mobile phone in his local graveyard. This is what I went off. This is why I picked the episode. He makes the mistake of trying to contact the owner, but some mysteries are best left unsolved. And as Halloween draws near, Arthur is plunged into a nightmare of his own making. That sounded fun to me. And I was like, let's do that.
And it's completely not that at all.
Yeah, the only reason I found out. The only reason I found out what was going on is because I went into IMDb trivia, and one of them is, in spoilers, I shouldn't have read it. I don't know what the fuck I did. The apparent technical issues that plagued the opening of the episode led to the loss of 20% of its viewers when it aired on live television.
Wow.
Ironically, these technical issues were a stunt that led into the true narrative set behind the scenes of the episode.
That's funny. That
said it better than we can. So
yeah. Well, it's just like it's the Sopranos. When the Tony. Oh, remember the last episode of The Sopranos? When the screen went black.
Yeah.
And people thought their HBO went out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even though the sound kept going? Yeah.
That was clearly him dying. They didn't understand that.
Yeah, gangster shows, you're not allowed to just get away with shit. It's like you have to... ultimately, you have to pay the price for a life of crime. Remember when X-Files... I don't know how X-File-ish you guys are into X-Files.
I'm a couple toes in.
X-Files had an episode where it was related to insects, and it was one of the monster episodes, and they're investigating an epidemic of insects. And at some point during the show, it looked like an insect was crawling across your fucking monitor. They did that effect perfectly because it made everybody go, "Oh God, there's a bug on the TV." When you watch it in high definition, it doesn't translate quite as well. But back when that came out and high definition hadn't really taken over yet.
Back in the tube TV days.
Back in the tube TV days, yep.
Yeah. The good old days.
So what you have is you have a setup, and then you have an episode within an episode within an episode. It is like I hate saying it, but it's really the best way to describe it. It's very meta. It's very well thought out.
This is the definition of meta. This episode. This is it. If someone says what's meta, this is it. This is as far meta as you get.
The official TV BBC episode version of a extended, well-written Halloween prank.
Yes. And it would have been way too obvious if they did this on April 1st.
Yeah.
And apparently, April 1st in England ends at noon, which is fucking weird. But
it only takes so much.
It's all fucked up.
But at least this was like just before Halloween. They even make fun of the fact that they couldn't do it on Halloween. They had to do it a few days early. It's on the 28th. There's a poster behind me. You can see it says 28th. Behind us, it says 28th there.
No.
So they had to do it a little early. It was the only image I could find, and it's kind of blurry. But it was the actual for this episode. So could do this.
But I just like how they cut back and forth between the BBC footage of like the history of the studios and the history of what had happened. The deaths and the guy that killed himself in the studio, and then they have the greatest part I think of the episode was when they cut to right before the end where they said, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And the two creators of the show go, "No."
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
Perfect.
That
Pitch
was
perfect.
on like a TRL show. It looked like
Yeah.
the TRL studio, and then the part Dick's talking about. I think that was. I couldn't tell if that was a real show or if that was them acting like they're in a real show because some of it looked like it was VHS, like or video. Then it cuts to a close up of him in black and white, and I'm like, that doesn't look video.
I feel like some of these jokes would have been better. Well, I can't really say jokes, just references. All right, some of these references are better spent on people that know BBC a little bit more intimately than maybe we do.
Yeah, I don't think
yeah.
we missed out on any of the
No.
of what they're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Well, I think it would have had more of an impact had I known the show that they were showing. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't recognize any of these other shows, but I'm with Dick where I'm like, I want to know what that fucking show is. I want to watch that too.
So it's just typical talk show in England and BBC. Because if you have BBC America
Graham
on
Norton.
your,
The only one I know is Graham Norton.
they're all the same. They have a lot of morning shows like ours. So their TV is just as trashy and shitty as ours.
Except their anthology shows; those appear to be way better.
Yeah,
Well, no, some of their
right?
shows are better, yeah, but so is ours. But they're just on streaming shows now.
They don't have no Alcoa dinner theater. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
The Kraft mac and
Suspense.
cheese dinner hour.
Suspense.
Suspense.
Yeah, but that was over 50 years ago, so it took us time to figure our shit out. Okay,
We invented that shit.
we invented it. They're still copying our shit. This was a live episode. They copied it from us.
Also, it got even more. It just got more meta now that I think about it. Because that's why I couldn't just roll a score off the top of my head. Because I'm still processing shit.
Yeah,
It's an anthology show, and there's a whole anthology within one episode of an anthology show.
Yeah.
It's fucking great, man.
that's why I
Yeah,
said
it's a 10. It's a 10. Fuck it, it's a 10. It's
this
a 10.
episode is so incredibly well written, while at the same time looking. The whole point is it looks like it's not written. Like it's supposed to look like this is just happening.
It's supposed to frustrate the shit out of you.
Yes.
And then it's the scary things start happening, but then it still frustrates the shit out of you. It's kind of borders between humor and horror at the same time.
Yeah, and I knew just going off these guys. I know they're like they remind me of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. I know they're good writers. I know
They do,
their hands. I know they're going to do good work and go somewhere with this. So I wasn't frustrated. I was just sitting there going. I wasn't even thinking about where it was going. I'm just like, I'm enjoying this ride and I'm looking for ghosts. That's all I'm doing.
I was trying to think of this though as a live because you just like gave us a little bit of insight as to what's going on because we thought maybe your feed was like no it's supposed to be like this. I'm like okay, trying to think of a person that doesn't know this though.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of what the fuck's going on. So I was trying to look at it from those eyes, like from somebody that has no idea what the joke was or what was going on, and it's hard. It's hard to do that because it's like you said, it's clever, and we've been trained because we've seen so much shit to like visually pick up on stuff. You know what I mean? So at one point when we were watching this, we were literally challenging each other, trying to find. Like, there's got to be something over in the corner or something off camera. There were things off corner, but like we were like overdoing it. We were like really looking hard for things
in every frame.
We've grown up on stuff like VHS and the whole Paranormal Activity series, and we're waiting for those kind of things.
So much so that when we were talking earlier, I was looking at the lamp over Dick's shoulder and going. What do we got over there? I don't see any ghosts. Oh, shit. I was legitimately doing that.
There's a lamp that just purposely obstructs your vision. You're like, there's got to be something going on behind that lamp.
Yeah, okay. Let me backtrack a little bit and try to go a little bit in order. Because there is a story here that they try to do. The whole premise is a guy found a cell phone in a graveyard. He calls the last number it called. It's an old lady, and she sounds like Michael Palin from Monty Python. Hello there.
A little bit of Michael Palin, a little bit of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. And you could tell she's just off screen because it doesn't sound like it's over the phone because they're trying to do a live episode. So you could tell she's just off camera, just saying her lines loud. I loved it. And then she's like, and then they do the joke where he's heating up he's heating up an egg in the microwave, and she's like, yes, I'll get a hold of Elise or whatever, and I'll get her to come by and get your phone. He gives her the information, and then he hangs up. And then she calls the phone. Is like, Elise, hey, he has your phone. Arthur has your phone. And he's like, I'm Arthur. I have her phone. She's like, oh, I'll call back and leave a voicemail. He's like, no, that'll just go to me. They do some jokes there, but it's so slowly paced that you're just like, where is this going? I think they did a good job of making it really slow and boring on purpose, so that when the weird shit happens, you're like, so if you're not a fan of the show,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? I have no idea.
Because it reminded me of some of those live Twilight Zone episodes from that that were long, and it's almost like you're watching everybody do everything in real time. So it's like, wow, we're gonna watch him make his fucking breakfast, crack the fucking eggs, put him in the mug, stick him in the microwave. I'm like thinking, is time just like slowing down, or is this
He was coddling an egg.
He was coddling the fun of watching something in real time. So it's almost like they were taking the piss out of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, the Twilight Zones weren't live; they were video. So they shot it like a play. It wasn't actually live though.
Okay.
The problem is video back then was so hard to edit that they just went do the whole scene.
Well, what year is this?
The original. So it was season.
It's like season 2 or 3, something like that.
How long ago was that though?
So 1960. So it was season 2, and it's like 6 or 7. I think 6 episodes in season 2 were shot on tape.
Okay, yeah.
Like garbage.
It looked like it's trying to be live, like it's just all in one room. And
It looks like video. It's very strange.
It is video.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very clean.
It's disgusting looking because video is not where it should be. Video now is finally fine-ish, but back then, holy shit! So it's like episodes the 22, Night of the Meek, the one with a fucking robot made that one.
Oh.
The Lateness of the Hour. That's what it's called.
Robot, please.
Oh, there's a few. Oh, Dust. No, not Dust. The one with the Static. Static was one. They all look like shit. I don't give a shit. We're not on that show. Anyway, yeah, Adam. It's interesting. I was just thinking about how they wrote this. It is fascinating to me. I want to be in that writer's room because that sounds like a fun time. Of how do we?
It's like a collage of shit that they just threw together, and somehow it still has an overarching narrative. And like when you said, "Hey, what's your score?" And I'm like, "Hold on, I'm still processing what I watched," because I was trying to put all the pieces back together in my head before I started talking. So, and now as I'm talking, some of the pieces are starting to fall because it took me a little bit longer than it took you guys. So, I don't know.
Drugs. No, it is a lot to take in. Because they're fucking with you on purpose, and
right.
And the word you said, collage, that's the perfect word. It is purposely a collage of just stuff that they throw at you, but you realize as you watch the collage, these things are adding up to a story.
Yeah.
But it's told in a really a format you're not used to. It's not so much narrative as it is just, like you said, collage, and like, oh, this is what so much so that they're talking about one lady in the dressing room, and I'm like, oh, that's her. Okay. They show her later. Like, oh, that must. They briefly touched on it earlier in the.
It kind of reminds me of when somebody wants to send somebody a threatening letter, so they cut letters out of a magazine and place those things together.
A ransom note.
There is a note. There's a message there, but it's so that nobody can trace the handwriting. Yeah.
I just love the part where they go back to the rehearsal video. And it's the scene where he's in the shower and there's blood everywhere. He has a knife. That's what you cut to. Is after they've been playing with the episode, and it just cuts to that part. And then he's coming out of the bathroom, and the actress there, and the priest's head's in the microwave.
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm sorry, I just don't understand what's going on here." And then they have to explain it to her.
And she goes, funny. "I just wanted to give you a head start."
Yeah.
She does it so well.
Yeah. Sight gags, ladies and gentlemen.
And I love the meta aspect because I was watching this old lady going, why is she in an episode of Inside Number 9? And she even makes fun of it on a phone call. She answers the dead girl's or cell phone, and she's like, Oh, some show called Inside Number 9. Oh, I don't know where it is either. It's
Yeah.
some comedy show.
I
And
don't
was
know
like,
what it is.
why is this old lady in this episode? Like, why would she sign on for this? And I was like, oh, she signed on for even more because she slit her own throat. Like,
Yeah.
I went deeper in the the episode within the episode, and she was on board for all of that.
Yeah, she's having fun with it.
And, yeah,
Phoenix is like, they can't show blood, and then like not even 2 or 3 scenes later, there's blood every fucking. It's like, oh, they can't show blood. I'm like, is that enough blood for you?
well, I think they couldn't. I don't know if they could show it like pouring out.
Well, they curse. They say fuck. They say all the curse
No.
words.
Well, I was gonna say they showed those 2 guys from that episode getting shot in the back of the head like
Yeah.
40 fucking times.
But I wonder if that was too gruesome or if they just couldn't do it on
I don't know.
camera. They just didn't have the budget or something. I don't know what the reason.
Probably
was.
a budget
slit their
thing.
throat.
Yeah.
And then they show Steve Pemberton. He's on his cell phone in that lighting parlor, and it's behind him on TV.
Yeah.
In their throat. And then Reese, I forget his name, Reese Shearsmith. I'm trying to get their names down because these guys are awesome. Reese Shearsmith goes and he has a bicycle helmet on with a GoPro.
Yeah.
He goes and finds the old lady, and there's blood everywhere that Adam's talking about, like so much blood.
What year did this come out again? This one?
So this would have been October 28th, 2018.
Wow.
2018. Okay, so way after the paranormal activities have hit and taken over and the found footage shit. So, yeah, this is taking the piss out of all of that. All of it. Absolutely. Every single bit of it. Even some of those ghost hunter shows are represented here. Yeah.
It's funny because I asked people on Twitter what they recommend for us to watch after I picked this episode. So I picked this and I go, all right, what else you guys got? Because a couple of people on Twitter are really fucking into this show. And one of them is named Penniless at Miriam W534700164. That's his whole full Twitter handle. But he suggested this first. And I was like, already doing it. And he's like, all right. And he sent a bunch more. So I got 5 more from him.
Yeah.
Cool.
3 I chose on my own. So we're covered for a while.
So
But
fuck the bingo ball. Listen to the customers.
we are for this show. I also did choose the next Creep Show episode that we're going to do. It's the newest episode.
Hey.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Hoping Adam hasn't watched it. It's called Night of the Living Late Show.
Well, I've seen all of the creep shows, but I don't mind watching them again because, like I said, I have not seen one that I just thought, oh, wow, that's.
Did you see the newest one?
Yeah.
The one with Justin Long?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I was hoping to choose one.
The thing is, I was watching that before we started reviewing them, so I can't. I don't have the discipline to not watch a season of Creep Show. I fucking love that show. So I held off on Inside Number 9, but Creep Show, you're asking way too much out of me. I can't do it.
Just the only rules are don't spoil it. That's it.
No, I won't say shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And Inside Number 9, don't watch it.
I don't care.
I do.
Spoilers don't. I don't care. Spoilers don't bother me. Like people always, did you spoil?
Oh, we know.
But it's
We know.
like, dude, I write. I can figure out the plot. I'm not an idiot. Like I can tell you X, Y, and Z will equal to Z. It's just formula. It happens all the time.
But what if I spoiled this episode for you?
I would have cared. I would have still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
I don't. Surprises don't really do anything. It's fine. Whatever.
I don't know.
It's
Some
fine.
surprises wouldn't. If I told you they got shot in the head in that one episode, I think it would have ruined.
They wouldn't have. It would have done anything.
You're fucked.
I don't like to know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. It's like
I've had to tell you not to spoil shit to me before.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up, I don't want to know.
It's just like I don't care about that stuff. It doesn't bother me. It's just like okay. I was probably going to end that way anyway because that's the trajectory of the story. Okay, I get it. That's probably going to happen anyway. No,
Not always, but yeah.
no. But I mean, it takes a lot to surprise me. But
That's why I said don't watch Inside Number 9 because so far it's been surprising me.
no, I love it.
I have not. Yeah, I get excited when you say we're going to watch these. I'm like, ha 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 ha, because I'm waiting for one where I'm like, whatever. It hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Inside Number 9 inches.
Even that
Love
first one we watched was
Good.
Fun.
We're like,
It was fun.
What is this? And then we're like, oh fuck, what the hell's happening?
It has some fun moments, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to more of this show. And we just it keeps one upping itself.
Yeah.
At least for me.
I mean, I still like the last episode more.
Yeah.
The Quiet Night In.
The Quiet Night In is very well done.
They know that one was
very good
fucking
episode,
perfection because
yeah.
that's why they flashed. Let's go back to this one now. We'll make the fans happy. I'm like, yeah, that was a great fucking episode. So
in the beginning, when Arthur's on the phone trying to get the real person that owns the phone to pick it up, it cuts to like a day. You can tell it's later, and then it cuts. The sound goes out. It went out for a brief second when he's on the phone, and I was like, "Oh, here it starts." Because that's the only thing I knew was what I saw as the technical issues. That's all I read. And then it cuts to a guy walks in, a priest with a motorcycle or a bicycle helmet and a GoPro, like I said, and he's just like,
I'm like,
you can't hear him.
And they did it on purpose because, like, you see a priest with a bicycle helmet and a GoPro camera, you want to fucking know what's going on in that scene. They visually picked the most fucked up thing they could think of. It's like, wait a minute, some shit is about to hit the fan, and I want to know.
But they went smart with it. They didn't do like I think America would have a circus clown, like juggling, and you're like, what the fuck? This would be stupid.
Right.
So they just went with a priest, and he's very solid, like sits down. The audio catches on, and he's like, he wants the phone. You can tell something's going on with him. He wants the phone. He's like, if you don't mind, I'll have her pick it up. He puts it in his pocket. So we kind of get that storyline way fucking later. Like Dick mentioned earlier, they cut to the rehearsal because in the lighting part of it, they talk about they should cut to the rehearsal because they have that recorded already. And then we see, like you said, that he's in the shower and he cut apart the priest. So I don't know where that story went, but that's kind of the point. Is it's touching on that story throughout the episode, and it doesn't matter. In the end
reminds me of the Confuse-a-Cat bit from Monty Python. Like we've experienced Confuse-a-Cat, except there was actually an overarching story over everything. It took me a few seconds I had to catch up with it before I could keep going. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah.
You know what movie it reminded me of the most was Adaptation.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's a Nick Cage movie, but it's great besides that.
So we'll get to it.
It's probably the last great Nick Cage movie.
I would say it's one of the 3 or 4 great Nick Cage movies.
Yeah.
He's only in a handful.
And he's really good in it. Like he
plays 2
superb
characters
in it. Yeah.
I recently watched Mandy over the weekend because it was on Joe Bob Briggs' last drive-in, and I was so glad that they showed Mandy. I just wanted to hear Bob's commentary in between Nicolas Cage scenes, and what a good time that was.
How many? We'll talk about it in the next episode, but I'm curious how many great Nick Cage movies there are. There's maybe 4 or 5. Maybe I should.
That's something that you'll have to do an episode where we come up with a list kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what you'll have to do.
But it reminds me of that because that movie is about Charlie Kaufman, the writer of the movie adaptation, is the star of the movie. Nick Cage plays Charlie Kaufman, hired to write the movie for this book about flowers. And he's like, how the fuck do I turn this into a movie? It's about flowers. It's about these orchids that grow in Florida. And the whole movie is about him trying to write this novel. And you realize as throughout the movie, the novel doesn't fucking matter because all this other crazy shit is happening around him. And then he's still trying to do this. But at the end of the day, that storyline doesn't really matter.
Well, it's meta on a level beyond meta. It's like this.
Yeah,
it's basically very comparable to this. Yeah.
So it's a Wes Anderson movie.
No.
No. It's out there. It's way different.
Chris, what's his name? Chris.
Oh God, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
It sounds like something Terry Guillaume would do.
Terry Gilliam?
Yeah.
You went real French with it.
Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam's an American. He's from Michigan, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
He's the only American in Monty Python.
How you doing? I'm crazy. He's a nut. He's a nutcase. Yeah,
his movies are either really good or just really, really fucking out there.
He's Nick Cage of directors.
He is the Nick Cage of directors.
He really is. He's probably got 5.
Some of his shit I absolutely love to death, and some of it's like, what? You know.
He's got like 3 amazing movies, and the rest are like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Adam has abandoned us.
Adam had to go shit.
Fuck you guys. I'm going to turn his mic off.
Uh-oh.
Get out of here, bitch.
Get out of here, you fucking whore. I paid you to leave.
Where's
When
my
I
money,
paid-
bitch?
God damn it.
The
Oh,
There
yeah.
it is. Yeah, that's a good
So
one.
Brazil,
Brazil.
one of my top 10 favorites. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fear and Loathing, I fucking love. And then 12 Monkeys, I really, really love.
12 Monkeys, Brazil, Fear and Loathing. I love Fisher King. I think Fisher King's very good.
Yeah.
I used to have the DVD of this, and that DVD set was like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that one.
Each version had like 2 discs. It was like this. I was happy to get the smaller version, so it didn't take up so much space. But
the DVD of the Criterion collection was 3 discs, and it had the plastic shell on it.
Yes.
Oh man, I had.
Well,
that.
I like the Adventures of Baron Munchausen too.
With this one,
yeah. But it's not. Great.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like the Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It's fun. It's a lot of fun though. It's a good.
But this is fucking great. This is great shit here.
They're very different depending on what cut you watch of Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How much whimsy can you take? That's what you're looking at with those cuts.
And how much
we need to have a little bell that we ring every time you guys bring up whimsy. And we need to have like a little clicker. Ding, 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 ding. Whimsy alarm.
It's 10 of those midget heads from Gather Ye Acorns. That's the scale.
Oh yeah.
You would come up with that as a scale.
that poor man who blew his brains out because he couldn't stand being an actor in Hollywood anymore.
Oh my God.
Who would have been in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
He didn't blow his brains out. He blew his heart out.
Yeah, much worse. Yeah. He died of a broken heart, literally.
Like I said, he died. He killed himself the way NFL players do, so he can study their brains after.
You have to study me brain. Take me brain and study it now.
So a lot of
a
lot of what they're cutting to that matters is this ghost hunter show, and this guy comes into the studio, the same studio they're in, and he's like, "I see a guy." This is why I think this was set up. This was something they recorded for this. And he's like, "The guy in this studio died about 10 years ago, and he hung himself." They cut to Steve and Reese. They're in their, the lighting room that they called it. It's basically the makeup room. And they're sitting there, and then he's looking at Twitter, and he's like, people are bitching. He's like, oh, and they're reading this story, and they're making fun of it, like, oh, he hung himself, And then Steve gets up and walks away, and you see the little ghost legs there.
Yeah.
And they're making fun of the guy, and they turn the TV, and they're sitting there like BBC One, BBC Two, and BBC Two shows them. They're like looking at the camera, and then they had a funny. I like the conversation about BBC Three. Like, here's BBC Four. He's like, what about 3? He's like, 3 doesn't exist. What? How do you not know this? I don't know if that's true or not, but I loved it.
I wish I did know. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they so that's the setup for the actual story of the episode. There's ghosts in this place. People have killed themselves here. They randomly cut to a live news feed or like a pre-recorded news feed. Who knows how long ago? Could be live. I don't know. But it's where the hell was that? I forgot. Some of their studio, and they're saying like it burned down.
I remember hearing a report of something similar to that, like some studios had burnt down, and it was like an inside job, something like that. So
yeah. And we previously saw on the ghost cam about around the cage, the rental cage, or like the equipment cage, that we saw like a thing of kerosene fall over. So that's set up, and then Steve goes in there with his helmet on, and he runs in there and he sees something hanging, and he moves the thing, nothing's there. Turns around, Reese is doing that. Steve is there behind him with a mask, scares him, goes to leave, touches the fence, and gets electrocuted. So it must have just been water, I guess. There was no fire. He gets electrocuted. Reese runs out, and then he's calling the police. And what the fuck happens next? Did anything happen?
It's hard to put this shit together.
Yeah. What happened to him after? I know he died, but how? He runs to the studio. I remember that.
I'm glad you didn't ask me to set this up.
He gets knocked down. He gets knocked over the railing. He falls to his death.
Okay.
He's going upstairs, and he gets knocked over by the ghost.
Yeah.
But BBC 3 did exist at one point.
Oh, it's really gone?
Yeah, well, what happened was it was a broadcast from 9th of February 2003 to 16th February 2016. It was an online television channel. It was basically for like young kids. It was like the younger demo between 16 and 34. It was sort of like the G4 of BBC. That's kind of the idea of it.
Now, see, had we known that, we could have got a chuckle out of that little bit too.
Yeah,
But
so it's a joke.
Because it seems like they're well suited for BBC Three.
Well, it says here that they're bringing it back.
Okay.
It's coming back in 2022.
It is weird that there's 1, 2, and 4. That is weird.
Yeah, so it did exist. Okay, so here we go. March 2nd, 2021, the BBC confirmed that it planned to relaunch BBC Three linear television channel in January 2022. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Because I know we were all worried, and now we can all breathe a sigh of
sadly,
ease.
all I knew was BBC America.
Yeah, well, that's all it is.
Did you guys?
That's all that matters.
I grew up watching a lot of Canadian and British television.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows I watched when I was younger that were Canadian that I didn't know were Canadian when I was watching them until I got older. I'm like, oh, that was Friday the 13th, the series. I really didn't know it was Canadian.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
They didn't advertise Friday the 13th, the series as a Canadian show. So I had no idea until I got older.
What gave it away was the accents in the show.
Oh, yeah. A boot.
I didn't pick up on that when I was a kid.
I grew up in Michigan.
No, I didn't either.
Right, yeah.
I'm used to hearing.
Like Phoenix said, if you grow up near the Midwest, you're used to those accents. So it's
I remember growing up, we had satellites, so we got the we got CBC channel, Canadian Broadcast Company. We got the one channel that used to have old episodes of Star Trek on there, so I'd record the old episodes of Star Trek from Canadian television because nobody put them on my channels like locally. I could never find it. They were all like at 4 a.m, 3 a.m, like that.
I
back in
watched
the day.
Chicago TV all my life. Even when I lived in like middle southern Illinois, we always got the Chicago stations. And
WGN.
I grew up on
WGN.
Sven Gulli, son of Sven Gulli and Sven Gulli. I grew up on that shit.
Bozo the Clown.
Oh, yeah.
Bozo. Yeah, I used to watch Bozo every morning.
Bozo.
Did everyone not do that?
I don't think so. I remember being on. I
They had all the cool cartoons on there too.
It would be on at 6 a.m. That's why I could watch it because we were up that early.
I'd
to
get
go
up
to
at
school.
6 in the morning just to watch Bozo.
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of on the BBC. They would have British shows as well. So it was, or not BBC, but I forget what the Canadian one was called. Was it CBC?
CBC.
But they had a lot. They had SCTV, so I watched that.
Yeah, that's CBC.
They had Benny Hill, and they had Mr. Bean, which I fucking love. Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Yeah.
They would show a Red Skelton and Monty Python, obviously. And Monty Python, I loved, but I was like, half these skits, I'm just like, guys.
Well, Red Skeleton, I think, is American.
Yeah.
Red Button?
Red Skeleton.
No,
Red Skelton.
Red Skelton.
Yeah. Red Skeleton is American, I think.
There's one of them that's Red something. And
he was in the 50s. Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf?
You think Red Dwarf?
Maybe. He has a golf video. I only know about him.
That's Dwarf.
I don't know who he was.
That's not Red Dwarf. That's just Dwarf.
I don't know.
That's
anyway.
Tim Conway.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that shit.
And did you know Leslie Nielsen had a series of VHSs that were satirical sport shows?
No.
That were I found it at the thrift store the other day for 10 cents. I bought it. It looked pretty funny. I just don't have a VCR to play it.
Oh, I have one. I'm gonna send it to you. You can play that for us.
Yeah, I can put it on. It looks hilarious.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's going for like $10. It's kind of hard to find VHS.
You're at the thrift store when you can't find a VCR?
You honestly, you never do. I could never find one.
It's kind of
one.
A hip thing now to buy a VCR. Yeah,
we have a VCR and a dual VCR DVD, so we're set. We have one. It's not like I don't have access to one. I just don't have it plugged into a TV.
It's funny
Here,
I can find 1,000 VCRs for you, but I cannot find anything you find, like videos.
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah, he finds the cool shit in the thrift stores for sure.
I don't know how the hell within like the 10 thrift stores that I go to.
You just
in this
have a
area,
fucking nose for that shit.
I just find it. It's weird. It's just
your nose goes right to it and finds it.
It's just wacky. Yeah. It's just I find so many just esoteric shit. It's just like, what is this doing here? Geographically, what's it doing here? It makes no sense. It's just weird.
Everything just winds up in California.
It's so weird, especially like
it
Central
washes
California.
up on the shore. It goes right to the Goodwill.
I guess, yeah, it's crazy.
I go through the Goodwills aisle by aisle, and I look, and I'm like, fucking nothing. I go through the movies. I go through.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have an extremely hypersensitive smeller, and I go into the Goodwill, and as soon as the mildew smell starts,
that clothing store, yeah. Well, luckily the book section is like in the back, away from the clothes, so you have to go through the clothes to get to the back, and that's where they put the DVDs and the books.
I go in there and I'm like 3, 2, 1.
Well,
3, 2, 1.
tomorrow morning, 10-cent book day. I'm on it. I'll be there tomorrow. Go see what they got.
Some more Nick Cage novelizations.
I'll find some. Yeah,
Give me 2 of them. They're on top here. Face Off and Windtalkers.
I'm trying to see if I have anything.
All right, so yeah, there's a ghost there. They get killed. That's the end of the episode. What else did we miss? Really,
10 cents.
The Irishman.
Yeah.
Wow.
10 cents.
Very cool.
10
cents for that? That's like a new edition. Jesus.
No, every Thursday they gotta get these books out of there. They get a ton of books, so they just want to get rid of them. So I find tons of stuff.
We're trying to buy Stephen King hardcovers. I only found one so far. They have no more in any of the thrift stores around me.
Those you can find them. I've bought a few here and there, but they're getting harder to find because I think people realize what they are, and those are the first thing. Because when it's 10-cent book day, there's so many fucking old, dirty ass resellers that are just like, they'll grab everything and stack their cart, and just not even like they're awful. I don't do that. I just go. I look for what I want, and I just determine what it is because I find shit that they just blow past. They don't even know what it is. So I'm like, well, this is worth way more, but you don't know that, so fuck you. Bye. So whatever.
What else do we got to talk about for the plot? What else?
That's it. I mean, that's pretty much the plot.
That's really it. They kind of keep you in suspense, and then all of a sudden the credits roll, and that's really the only way we even knew that the episode was over.
I just liked how they're so lackadaisical behind the scenes. They're just like, oh, well, they're going to air that episode. Oh, well, that's good. That's nice. Okay, well, that works out. Whatever.
It makes you wonder if they did that purposely or if they just kind of recorded those guys candidly and then just put it out.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think.
But it's convincing enough that if you would have said it was candid, they just wrote it in there.
Oh yeah. I think they know what they're doing.
You know what? This is a way better version of what the Blair Witch Project should have been. Okay. Yeah. That's one where they literally terrified the cast and cut together a film, and for me it doesn't work, But if there was just a little bit of pre-planning going into it, might have been a better venture. It was a good idea that just didn't work.
Yeah, that movie had.
That's for a whole other episode. I could drone on about that for fucking hours. Oh.
I think these 2 guys they're really fucking good writers. So I'd imagine everything we saw was written. We're going to cut to this. We're going to cut to this. We're going to do this. How's this going to work? Those 2 guys are on top of fucking everything.
They're methodical.
They're good writers without having to call extra attention to it, too. They're not like patting themselves on the back like, oh, look at this clever thing that I did. They don't do that shit.
Well, I think it's a British thing because I think all of the British guys do that. Because you look at the way that Monty Python, because you saw a special about Monty Python, they're real like there was 2 separate types of writers. Chapman and Cleese were really clinical, and then Palin and Jones and the other guy with Gilliam, they were more kind of free.
Eric Idle, the other
Eric Idle, yeah. I couldn't think of him. Eric Idle, Michael Palin, Jones.
A good example is like I've mentioned Kevin Smith. I love the guy to death. Big fan of his earlier stuff, but Kevin Smith's more recent stuff, it's like the way he writes everything, it's like it feels like he's patting himself on the back, like, oh, see what I did right there with that little. He puts so much of that in his newer stuff. I'm like, oh, come on, just stop it.
These 2 guys do not overindulge in themselves. They just want to. They go, what makes us laugh, and that is always the best comedy.
No,
what makes us laugh, and we're good writers. You have to start off with good writing, and then you go, what makes us laugh, and then you do it, and then the rest takes care of itself. As long as those 2 things are true, that's all you need. And I wish American shows had that sort of thing because we get the committee thinking out here, and it's
it just depends on who's in charge. I mean, you get some good shows here and there, but then again, it's just.
I feel like somewhere in the 90s, and I brought this up many times before, I feel like somewhere in the 90s in this country, comedy went from being really cerebral and funny to whatever makes somebody throw up is funny in the eyes of the raunchy comedy. Raunchy comedy has overpowered everything now.
Well, it's 2005.
Actually, two things. Raunchy comedy and awkward comedy. That's the other one. Where
2005
awkward,
is when the improv thing became the thing. And I think that's what's red comedy. The Linorama is the awful death knell comedy.
The sitcoms that are done like documentaries have been done to death.
The mockumentary, the
mockumentary.
The mockumentary.
But you also got to factor in like Adam's talking about. The raunchy comedy is the worst comedy for me.
Yeah.
You got the American Pie and you got the Ryan Reynolds college movie, whatever the fuck that's called.
Right.
And those things where the dog comes in the thing and they eat it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that stuff.
And then
exactly.
Old School
Poop
was
jokes.
the biggest one.
Dick and fart jokes.
Like, I'm like, this movie's terrible. I fucking hate the movie Old School. I fucking hate it. It's stupid. It's not funny at all to me.
You don't like Todd Phillips.
I've never seen it, and based on what you just said, I'm not going to watch it.
No, do not watch Old School. It's not horrible, but to me, I find it more offensive than like.
It's more offensive than Schindler's List.
I don't know about you guys, but that one of the reasons I like this show so much is like what we keep saying is I like the comedy that's not trying to call so much attention to itself all the time. You know, it's the subtle shit is what makes me laugh the hardest.
Yeah.
If you watch Airplane, you've seen it 100 times, you know all the jokes, you know all the lines. But if you haven't watched it for a while and you go back and watch it, there's shit going on in the background that they're not calling attention to. And if you see that out of the corner of your eye, that's a joke within a joke. I love that kind of shit.
Top Secret, a very good example of that.
Top Secret's
amazing.
I know a little German. There he is. That's Wiedersehen.
What Wiedersehen?
The thing with the foot, he looks like his feet are up on the desk and he just walks around, and I'm like, that's genius shit. Why don't we get stuff like that anymore? Damn it.
I like the jokes that are not calling attention. Like that's part of the reason I like American Dad so much. Is it's just about the dialogue, and it's just about let's create these weird situations with the dialogue. Let's not call attention to it. Let's just run it. We'll say a joke, and it's the timing of the cut. When they cut away to something, that's always funny to me. And this episode did it perfectly because it would cut to some funny shit right when you're least expecting it.
And it's just within the confines of the story.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the plus. That's what makes it stronger. Is that it's not out of nowhere. Yes. It is in the story. It is thought out. It is part of the progression of the plot and the characters and what they would do and all that. It's all in there and it's all set up and payoff. Set up and payoff. It's what they don't do in America anymore. We don't have set up and payoff anymore. They do that here. So that's the point.
Here in America, we just want payoff.
Yeah,
we want to get to the.
We see movies where they set things up and then they never go back to it. Like they don't. They trip over their own plot threads multiple times, and it's like, what?
Don't watch it.
Big budget movies do this, you know.
Well, have you read I was reading all the reviews for movies coming out, and I watched the new movie that came out on HBO Max, the Those Who Wish You Were Dead movie or whatever it is. That Angelina Jolie movie where she's a firefighter, and I watched it. What?
It doesn't look bad.
It's not good.
I've only seen a brief trailer, and I was like, "That looks all right."
Well, I read the reviews on IMDb, and I was like, "Yeah, the movie's fine. It's fine." But people were hating on it like really bad, but they weren't wrong in why they didn't like it because it's a movie with no setup and no payoff. It's just the actions of the unknown that moves the plot. So you have no idea what's going on. You just know that they're going after this guy because of X, and you don't know what it is.
Okay.
So that's the movie. And you never know. You never find out. They never tell you. It's just Angelina Jolie is skinny and gross, and there's a scene where she takes her shirt off, and she's got a bra on, but she looks gross because she's skinny and gross.
She has new fake boobies. I don't want to look at those.
No, but they're not even nice. They're just like, oh man, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful. It's like in Jackie Brown when Sam Jackson shoots De Niro. It's like, you used to be beautiful, man. What happened?
There's
to you?
a lot of movies coming out that literally don't have scripts. I watched one last weekend called Fried Berry. I didn't hate it, But Joe Bob brought up a good point. You can't make your first movie and not have a script. You can't just film things
Certain people,
and then just stitch it together and expect it to be.
it's 5 people. I can't name the other 4, but Christopher Guest is one of the only people that can do that.
No.
He comes with an outline and goes, "This is kind of what we're doing. Have fun."
No.
He lets his people from SCTV, ironically, go do your thing, and they just do it, and it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Judd Apatow does that, most of the time I'm not on board. I don't want to watch it.
No, Judd Apatow's so up his own ass. It's not even funny.
I like Judd Apatow as a person.
He thinks he's a genius. That's what kind of rubs me. He rubs me the wrong way. He really thinks he's like the greatest gift of comedy. I'm like, dude, you barely escaped by.
He started doing stand up, and I was like, dude, let us have a chance. Let people who are not known have a fucking. You don't need to be doing this. Like David Spade, calm the fuck down. Get off stage. We don't need to see you up there. You already made your money. You shoot your movies in Hawaii. Adam Sandler wants a vacation. Just calm the fuck down. You don't need them. You don't need money.
Oh, by the way, rest in peace, Paul Mooney.
Oh yeah, I heard about that today.
He died today or the other day. It's sad.
As long as Adam Sandler's alive, David Spade will continue to get paid. But God forbid something happens to Adam Sandler, I don't see David Spade's solo career.
I think David Spade saved his money. He's no dummy.
I don't know. I saw his recent Netflix movie with what the fuck is it? The Wrong Missy. That was pretty good.
Had Adam you really Sandler's hate yourself, don't you?
I don't watch those movies.
This is when my girlfriend and all her sisters were living together before we moved in. I walked in and they're watching that, and I go, "Why the fuck are you watching this?" And they're like, "Oh," and they're laughing hysterically. I'm just sitting there going, "Oh."
Did you walk out of your own house? That's when you know it's a bad movie. Well, I know, but you're watching on Netflix. You walk out of your own house. You're so mad.
So here's the room. There's 3 Hawaiian ladies sitting there going, "Ah," laughing, and I'm just going.
Waiting to laugh. That's the most horrible thing you can do as a comedy is make me wait for 2 hours to laugh, and it never fucking happens.
Well, the problem
is the funniest shit you threw in the trailer. Damn it.
Like what Dick was saying, I'm sitting there watching going, this is going to happen. This is the joke they're going to do right here because they gave me 30 seconds of pause of awkward silence to guess the joke. Here it is. Okay, here's the next scene. And they're going to do this next. He's going to kick her in the face during the 3. Here we go. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm like, I feel like we're painting by numbers here. What are we doing?
She's gonna say my boner hurts or something.
So the dog comes in the sock, and then he's gonna drink it. Got it.
Yeah.
And they're seen it, done it.
David Spade is 57 years old or some shit. He's playing a guy who's like trying to impress his boss, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, he's too old for this movie. Why is he in this?
Yeah, he should
not. That's the problem with Adam Sandler is he's still doing the same shit he did when he was on SNL when he was in his 20s. It was funny when he was in his 20s. When he's in his 50s, he just looks like a drunk guy that needs to go home.
The problem with Adam Sandler is he does the movies where he's the best at whatever it is he does.
Yeah,
like he is the greatest ad executive. He's the greatest sports agent. He's the greatest salesman or whatever it is. It's always an ad executive or something.
Can I pose a question? Is Adam Sandler the successful Neil Breen?
Yes.
No.
100%.
No.
100%.
No.
100%.
Because Neil Breen is insane. He's crazy.
But I feel like
Adam Sandler is a guy that just got lucky.
However, Neil Breen movies are way more entertaining than Adam Sandler movies on a whole different reason. But
Adam Sandler kind of reminds me of Nick Cage. Or every 12 to 15 years, he'll put out a really good movie. And then
just to remind people that he can still do this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have not seen the whatever Gems movie he did.
Okay, I haven't seen either. But I
went to the theater to see Uncut Gems. That is definitely a great performance. But I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but it was definitely he was definitely giving it his all.
Yeah,
100%.
I fucking love Punch Drunk Love. So I know he can act. It's just like it makes me mad when I see him like. I'm like
early Sandler was so good, and then it's like, here we go.
But he's such a nice guy. I kind of forgive him. It's like I hear he's the sweetest guy. Like he is honestly.
I don't hate him. I don't
hate him. I just don't like his movies, and it's just like they're terrible.
How much do I got to put up with? How much? Like if I know someone who's really good in my life, like let's just say I have like an aunt that's really fucking good, but she makes literal dog turds and sells them to people. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't do that. or she's like really in the swastika stuff. And you're kind of like, ugh.
That's how I feel with the Kevin Smith. It's like I love Kevin Smith. I'll listen to him talk for hours, but then his next movie, I'll be like, "All right, Kevin, I'll give you." Oh yeah.
So your aunt is
my dog turd swastika selling aunt. Yes.
Yeah.
But she's really nice.
Yeah, so nice.
If there's anybody listening out there that will illustrate that whole thought for us and send it to us, we would love to show that live on YouTube.
Do not put my unfiltered, unthought about thoughts into a cartoon. I kind of want to see.
I want to see an illustration of an ant selling dog turd swastikas.
Dog turd swastikas. Dog turds in the shape of swastikas at a swap meet.
Really at a swap
wears.
I've seen it.
She's got her own booth and everything. It's just.
Yeah, and she's like has professional signs and shit made.
Because technically speaking, swastikas are good luck charms. They're from India. It's not Nazi.
And she has. I know everyone knows that,
breathe.
but she has the square reader on her iPad, hoping for someone to come by and accidentally swipe their card through it. Like, I sold you Dr. Swastika. Bye.
It's for the feng shui of your apartment, asshole.
Feng shui.
Keep it outside, though. To let your neighbors know you're gross and a Nazi, so double gross.
They already knew that.
I want a really big dog turd. All right, so
somewhere out there, somebody's typing a Twitter comment right now. Well, I happen to like dog turd Nazi swastikas.
My grandfather's a dog turd Nazi. You guys suck.
Worst episode ever. 1 out of 5 stars.
You know what Twitter is? It's just the comic book guy from Simpsons.
It really
7 million guys like that, and then the rest of the people are just normal people.
It's not even that. It's like literally 100,000 awful people who have like 25 accounts.
So
that's all they do.
Yeah, it's every time you see cancel something, I go and look at that person's account, and they copy and paste, and it's the same fucking thing, and I'm like, this doesn't exist.
No, well, that's what it is. Twitter is bullshit. It's all bots or people with 25 different accounts, and they want to attack somebody. That's all it is.
That's why I didn't trust that Thomas Middleditch news, and I still don't know if I do. Remember, I was saying he's like a weird sex pervert because he owned a club. Thomas Middleditch,
which one?
The guy from Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know. What I heard was he went to a club. Yes. He didn't own it. No, but he would fill up all the girls and act like an asshole and
that's how
touch
Twitter
them and all
spun it. Twitter spun it too. He owned the club.
Yeah,
and he was, and I'm like, I met that guy.
No, yeah,
he's the nicest fucking person alive. I get the
see, Twitter takes the telephone game.
He's
and
done
enhances
now.
It by 10. Yeah.
But I don't. It's one of the few times I go, I don't believe you.
Yeah,
like that Louis C.K. shit. I heard that and I go, that makes sense. I've heard that for years. Like everyone in the industry knows Louis C.K. is a fucking sexual weirdo. Okay, I'm gonna mute his masturbating. But everyone in the business knows Bill Cosby and Louis C.K. were sexual weirdos. But Thomas Middleditch, I met that guy. He's so fucking nice. And same thing with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the story got blown out of proportion, so that he's a crazy and he beats his women. And the end of the story was he was kind of shitty to his girlfriend at one time.
Well, no, because his girlfriend's a fucking nut. Like his ex-girlfriend's a bitch. But and she's jealous because who he's married to.
Yes.
A very fucking
rich,
one of the wealthiest persons ever.
Yes.
Yeah. And they live in Hearst Castle, basically.
They live in 1920 house, and he kept it. He preserved it.
Yeah.
And I was one of the few people that felt genuinely bad for him because I knew what was happening, and I was like, nah, this is too convenient. Yeah.
You know how I knew that was fake? He brings on all his ex-girlfriends onto his podcast. So there's 2 of them I'm thinking of. What the fuck are their names?
I forgot her name, but
there's Janet Varney, one of them. They're really fucking good friends. Janet Varney's fucking hot. But she's on his podcast all the time, and then the other one has that show. It's on FX. I forget what it's called. I forget her name. I'm blanking on it. But they're all his ex-girlfriends are on the show. So I'm sitting there going, I don't buy this. I don't buy this. I know. I never met him, but he seems like a good dude. He says he admits to his problems in the past, and he acknowledges that. I don't buy this bullshit. And he had to take time off his own podcast because of this shit. He got removed from Nerdist and everything. Like he's no longer a part of it.
Andy Signore had the same fucking thing too.
They ruin your life. They ruin your job. That's what they want to do. They want to destroy you and wreck your career and make you get. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about money because he's married to fucking money. But
he's already rich.
He's already rich. Yeah,
he himself is fine.
Yeah,
the dude owns you. If you ever look into Chris Hardwick, you realize how much that dude hustles. Like that dude makes a fucking money. He owns part of Legendary Pictures. Like he owns part of that. So the dude makes fucking money.
Let's not go too crazy. They're in a lawsuit with Warner Brothers right now.
Yeah, but back then they weren't.
Yeah,
they were making money, and the dude makes money, and
you know who also owns Legendary Pictures? The Maras, Rooney, Mara, and Kent Mara. That's their dad. Is Legendary Pictures.
Steelers and Giants,
and he owns the
Bowls.
Yeah. So go figure they're actresses. Just shows you it's all nepotism. If you're not related to somebody or rich, you're not going to be an actor, so go home. Don't go to L.A. You're done. Don't even bother. Yeah. You're not going to make it. Give up. It's over.
Let's stop talking about this. Let's
move on to
wrap-ups. Adam, what do you want to give this out of 10 now that you have time to mull it over?
I give it a 10. Yeah, I think it's a well-earned 10. It's a fun Halloween episode. It was good entertainment. 10 for me. Definitely.
Dick, what do you want to give this?
I said 9 out of 10.
Oh, fuck you.
He's got to be the contrarian.
What
it's a good score. What do you want?
I don't disagree with you, but what did you want more out of this?
No, it was good. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It's a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is like you need to think. I would need a week to really kind of think about it. But on the outset, if I say 9 out of 10, it's probably going to stay 9 out of 10. It was good. It was very well done.
My brain stacks up the stars as I go. If I want to watch it again,
this is a very rewatchable episode. You could probably watch this again, you'll probably be able to pick things out of it that we didn't catch the first time on in, and then that's kind of fun. And perfect example is something like Donnie Darko. You know, that's something that as you get older, you can rewatch that and find things that you didn't notice the first time. Those are always the best movies.
Adam sent me this today to Phoenix Frankenheimer.
Yeah.
I got a message.
You know what was funny? When I sent that off, the lady at the UPS store, she says, that's one hell of a last name there. I said, actually, it's not really his last name, but, you know, it's more of an inside joke.
I don't know if you can read this. It's below the pictures of the dogs.
The thing that's funny, though, is you sent me something, and on the front of it, it says, I thought it said Adam Stinks, and then I looked at it a little bit later, and I realized it said Adam Sticks, you know, because I'm like, I just thought it was funny because he misspelled my name ATOM, and it looks like it says Atom Stinks. I'm like, I'm gonna have to step my game up because he's bringing out the jokes now. So,
I got a message that said while I was setting up the podcast, I got a message that said, "We got mail for a Phoenix Frankenheimer. Do we have someone here I don't know about living here?" I went downstairs and I was like prepared to explain it while I was going downstairs, and she goes, I was like, "So Frankenheimer?" She's like, I know. I was like, all right, you're aware.
I was gonna say she's at least aware of one of the monikers, right? You know, the first part.
I will say, while I was in Hawaii, I looked for gifts for you guys. Dick, I came up short for you. Adam, I did find you something, so I will be sending.
Oh no, I'm scared.
No, you're gonna like that, actually.
Crotchless panties. I wanted.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have a Christmas tree?
I had one at one point.
Do you set one up annually or?
No. I do not. Yeah.
I found a Christmas tree ornament that has your name on it.
Nice.
But if you're not going to set it up, you put it in your room at least, I guess.
Yeah, I'll do something with it, man.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. But yeah, I had a 7 foot tall. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's a Star Wars tree, and I have Star Wars Hallmark ornaments from going.
Oh, that's a good one because those are collectible. They're worth some money. Some of
I
them.
still have the ornaments. The tree I had to throw away because it got icky after a while. But
What's this
I
say?
have
The one I'm going to
I
send
have
you
the
is also
ornaments.
collectible.
Yeah, the ornaments go all the way back to I think my first one I got in 1997 is a light up Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I have a light.
they're all hallmarks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people. Every single the day after Christmas, I go to Hallmark. Even 37-year-old, almost 37, I go to Hallmark the day after Christmas and I buy an ornament.
You can make a fortune off that Hallmark shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I never bought
I stopped buying a
ornaments.
few years ago because I just ran out of space, and I haven't put my tree up in quite a while now. But
Well, you'll have one more, and I apologize, but you're gonna like
that's fine.
Yeah. All right. I give it a 10. Oh, I guess I'll do this.
Holla.
I can see why Dick gave it a 9. I don't really begrudge you anything. But
Well, I don't care if you did or not.
I know. I just want to say, if you're going to do a meta episode like this, they could not have done a better job.
No, they couldn't. Yeah,
This was so well written that I want to watch it again and again. I want to show her, the girlfriend. I want to show her and just see her. Same thing with last Quiet Night In. I want to see someone watch it, like sit there and watch her for the first time, watching this, going, "What the fuck am I watching?" Like,
yeah.
oh.
Well, I don't give out 10s that often, but
No.
I would probably have given it a lower score if I thought there was something that I would have done differently or something I would have improved on. And sitting back and digesting the full scope of everything, I don't think I would have changed a single thing. These guys are probably smart enough that they would go back and maybe change a few things and somehow surprise us again. So for something like that, something that can be reconsumed and picked apart and put back together again, and you enjoy it even more the second time around, that's worthy of a 10 in my book.
It has an 8.0 on IMDb with 942 people. I wish they had more. There's only one thing I would change. I don't know why they did the shots to the back of the head 55 times.
That was pretty funny though.
It was.
I'll give them that. It was fun.
It didn't add to anything. It didn't add to the story. So, but other than the fact that they're dying there and they're dying in this actual episode, that's it. That's all I could think about. But that's the only little nitpick I would have. But yeah, I don't give out 10s easily either. And I fucking love this. Every episode of Inside Number 9 so far has been great.
A great show.
Yeah,
if you
it's
never
good.
heard of it, you're missing out on good TV. It just doesn't happen to exist here in the States.
Unfortunately now, guys, as we're wrapping up here,
Oh, no.
this is the friend I said, Adam, the one that's cursed.
Bust a deal and face the wheel.
Now we have to spin. Oh, let me exit.
By the town.
It's my pick on the wheel, but Adam, let's just pick you because you're looking at the screen and Dick is on his phone looking at.
I'm trying to find something for you that I stumbled
He's on
upon.
eBay,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Stop.
Okay. Then I'll go full screen here so we can really see this thing pop. I will decide when to click this thing to spin. And we're back at another round of this. There's only 3 episodes we got to do it like this, though.
That's still a lot.
It's not.
Still
Hey,
painful.
I have given you guys so much of a break. Fuck you. I don't even give a shit about your complaints. Because we get Inside Number 9, 3 choices in a row, a creep show, and then 3 wheels, and then back around. So it's 5 against 3. Fuck you.
You know what, Dick? He's got a point. We've seen a lot of good shit lately.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. So
lot of
far,
good
so
shit.
good. Yeah, it's been enjoyable.
All right. I forgot I changed the music.
Is it still corn?
Tell me a story. Chiller. Oh no, that show again. Wait,
Uh-oh.
did we do that one? Isn't that the Henry
I think
Rollins one?
so.
Yes, I think
so.
so.
Oh no! God damn it!
I can't wait.
Henry Rollins,
75.
you're not as clever as you think you are. That's all I want to say.
When
Henry
somebody
Rollins-
says, hold your tongue, you might want to do it.
Henry Rollins showed up for 20 minutes to record the intro to that. Remember it's green screened? Oh,
I read one of his books, his Black Flag books. It belonged to a roommate of mine who thought he was really cool, and I read it, and I'm like, what a pretentious douchebag.
Who is this?
Henry
It
Rollins.
was a Henry Rollins book.
Oh.
It was just a book about his life with Black Flag, and it wasn't that interesting.
So is that Chiller or was that Night Visions? That might have been Night Visions.
No, that was Night Visions. It was on UPN.
So what is Chiller?
Chiller is I don't know.
This sounds familiar, or am I getting it mixed up with Thriller with Boris Karloff?
Or Thriller with Michael
Boris
Jackson.
Karloff.
Thriller was Boris Karloff. So
Rod
I'm not sure
Sterling
what
also
Chiller
wrote
is.
Thriller, I believe. Well, let's look at what Chiller is. Chiller has 5 episodes, but there's different parts. So in the end, we got just 5 episodes. So I don't have much of a choice, and I don't have episode 4, so I have 4 options. Okay.
Oof.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens when you have a Wheel of Terrible hosted by the devil.
Yeah.
Wheel of the Worst.
I will say this, though. The wheel looks fucking awesome, right? Visually.
It's
That's
very
it.
nice.
That's all I can give it.
It's very nicely
It's
done.
got the logo in the middle. It's got I put brown and red, the color of the show here, the burgundy.
Yeah, but Rich Evans from Red Letter Media built his wheels out of wood and carpentry. And
I have one
skills.
built, but we didn't use it, remember?
Yeah.
I can get it back out if you want.
No, it's all right.
It has even worse shows on it. You have no idea what's down there. It's terrible.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
I just want to play Jenga with VHS tapes.
With the Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, oh god, I love the ones with Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin. He's their best guest on there.
Yeah.
By far. That guy is a lot funnier than I thought he was.
Yeah, I never bought that drug shit. I think it was just bad pictures taken at the wrong moment.
Don't care if it was or not. All I know is the guy loves bad movies and he's funny to listen to.
And he banged Mila Kunis,
Hey,
It's true.
Hey.
It's true.
bonus.
who Adam Carolla
Bonus.
described as an average-looking woman in real life.
Yeah, in real life, maybe.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate. I had a crush on her when she was on the what movie was that? It was the Shrinking. What's that Moranis movie? Why can't I think of the name?
Honey, I Shrunk
Honey, I
the
Shrunk the
Kids.
Kids. She was in like the 3rd movie,
Oh.
and I watched her. I'm like, holy shit! When I was like 12, something
No,
like that.
dude, I had a crush on her when she was in those Jameson commercials with the whiskey barrels.
That was like
Yeah,
8 years ago.
Show her slowly. Well, I don't care. Hey, she had
That
a
was
nice
5
little
years
walk
ago,
there.
probably actually.
Yeah.
No, but she was
Yeah,
like
they were-
12, and I was 10.
No,
There you
she's
go.
older than 12.
For me, that's what I in that.
Yeah,
in
she
that-
was the least legal age. Yeah.
I would have
when
liked
I
her when
saw
she
her.
was. I liked her when she was in those early Russian shows and kiddie shows when she was 6.
I'm going to look up what that is right now before we stop recording because I'm curious. Mila Kunis.
Oh, we're still recording? Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're still recording. This is definitely
Yeah,
part of
you
the
need
podcast.
I take back all I said.
we need to have a watch party for Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, God, it was so fucking terrible.
She was in 1997, so I was 13. She was in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
She's
Wow.
never been in a good movie.
Oh, she's terrible.
She's an American
She is
Psycho
really bad.
2, All-American Girl. She's great.
Yeah,
She's so
American
bad.
Psycho 2.
She's so bad.
She's in a new Cheetos commercial.
American Psycho 2 does not have Christian Bale in it, does it?
Oh, God,
Didn't
no.
think so.
Did you see it? I saw it
No.
twice. It's
I know
bad. It's bad.
I do love American Psycho, though. That movie's
Oh, yeah.
fucking great.
That movie's great. But yeah, this does not. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves in 97.
Do you like Huey Lewis the News? No, they're too black sounding for me.
I gave it a 5. But
Oh.
yeah, Mila Kunis is in that. There she is.
Yay.
You can probably see a picture of her. But how old was she then? 97.
She's probably 65.
So 14. 14. I was 13. She was 14. I had a crush on her then. It's dissipated over time because of Ashton. He's kind of ruined her.
Well, again,
Everybody
it's
has
like
tried. It seems like everybody in Hollywood is trying to find a way to repackage Mila Kunis, and nobody has ever quite pulled it off. Like, there was really no there was no life for her past TV ever.
I just thought of a movie I love that she's in. I don't know if you guys will love it, but I fucking love that movie despite her, not because of her. Book of Eli.
Oh, yeah.
That one's all right. Yeah,
I like
it's all
Book of Eli. I like
love
that one
that
a lot.
movie.
I like
right.
that
I
movie.
forgot she was in that. Yeah.
I
That's a
enjoyed
movie I
that
watch,
movie.
and I go, eh. And the second time I watch it, I'm like, this is a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that one.
It grows on you. It's all right.
I
The
watched
action-
it 4 or 5 times now. I like it more every time.
The action setups are great. I love the Hughes brothers, so I'm a big,
Yeah.
I'm a Hughes brothers fan. So
You like
I get
From
behind them.
Hell? Do you like From Hell? That movie
Not as
sucks.
much, but I need to
That
watch it
movie
again.
Okay, good.
I like Menace to Society though a
Yeah, that's
lot.
a great movie.
Dead
when he
Presidents
pulls
I like.
Dead President's good because they all die at the end.
Yeah.
When he's
Menace
got
to
the bow and
Society,
arrow-
I have on Blu-ray. I
He's
grew
got
up
the
with
bow and
that
arrow between
movie.
his legs, and he kills the hairless cat. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
kill that cat. You fuck. Visually, that's a good movie.
Give us some cheeseburgers, you stupid ass bitch.
I love. Well, he's my favorite actor, Gary Oldman. So
Yeah, well, yeah, he's good in it. So
that's part of the reason I love that movie so much.
yeah, that's
He's
very
so
well.
pathetic in that movie that it works for me in every way. Anyway, guys,
If only I had the book.
next week we'll be back for some random chiller episode from 1995. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well.
And then we'll do something else. I'm sorry. After that, it's Adam's turn, so you get to choose the wheel. Have fun with that fucker. You fucker.
Nothing good will come of that wheel.
Nothing good ever comes from the wheel.
No, nothing good ever comes from the wheel.
It's only 3 weeks out of 8 that we have the wheel, so I can't give any more. I gotta have some wheel in here. I'm sorry.
Gotta get some wheel action in here.
Bust a deal and face the wheel.
Otherwise, we would never choose chiller. So that's part of the fun of it.
That's fine. I agree. You have every right.
Let's get rid of that. Anyway, any parting words of wisdom on this episode? Anything else we didn't talk about, you guys?
Yeah, United States TV. Watch this show. Take lots of notes, and even fucking remotely try to do some of what they're doing. You'll have better entertainment for everyone.
Don't do it because they've tried that. They've copied so much from British and they've ruined it every time.
No, not every time. The Office.
Well, The Office, yeah.
American Office is way fucking better.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one example, and that's it. They did with Australian shows. Like you don't like Parenthood, but I do. I like Wilfred. Wilfred's a great fucking show.
Parenthood was based on the movie.
That was a British show too.
No, Parenthood was a movie
I know
directed
that.
by Ron
Martin
Howard.
movie. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I thought
that's
it was
what's-
British shows after that.
I don't know.
I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's
No, I don't know. Maybe you're right. I have no idea. I didn't know there was a
Wilfred. Wilfred's an Australian show, and they remade it, and it's way fucking better.
Yeah, but that's Australia.
And
If I see that thing where somebody says something stupid and then the camera quickly goes over to somebody else and zooms in for a facial
Oh,
reaction,
they do that all the time.
one
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fucking time, I'm gonna gouge my eyes out with this fucking dull pair of scissors. Fuck.
hold on, Adam.
Let's film that.
Do it.
Let's see it happen on Suspense.
Oh my god, he did it! Holy shit! It's so
Ah!
It looked just like the lady in the episode where there's no blood, and suddenly we come back later and there's a ton of blood.
Blood and
Holy shit,
eyeballs
Adam.
on shit. It's horrible.
Oh my god.
We were kidding. He's dead. Oh well.
Oh my god. So I guess we'll be back next week. Sans Adam.
Because he's dead.
So, LIWstudios.com for me, RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com for Adam, Raiders of the Lost Flicks on YouTube, Lord King of Wonderland on YouTube for me. I'm just doing all our plugs, Adam. Hope you don't mind. That's it, right? Phoenix West.
Dig it.
I'm dead.
See you next week.
You can say any plugs you got left. Oh, at Raiders_OTLF on.
There you go. Hit me on Twitter, Raiders_OTLF. Same on Instagram.
We are LIW Anthology Pod on Twitter. So, check out LIWstudios.com. Check out the next, the upcoming week's recording schedules and all that sort of stuff, and all the podcasts.
Oh, and
Until next time.
our stand show's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do the stand tomorrow. Afterwards, remind me I need to talk to you because I scheduled something. I need to make sure it doesn't interfere with ours.
That's fine. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I'm pretty open, so I can do it tomorrow night, too, if you want to do it tonight.
And in the
Whatever.
meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Dick Ticket.
Adam Wilcox.
So long, citizens. Sorry this is so long. Stop recording immediately.
No, yeah, I watched the first two parts of The Stand. I really like it a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's very good. I actually really like it a lot. I think it's very well done.
It's-
So, but now saying that, I was reading the reviews for the new season, the new show. It sucks.
Don't ruin this for me.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not going to be good. We're going to be in pain. We're going to hurt. It's going to suck.
Like I said, watch that with me because I know hey like to spoil shit. Please don't spoil anything for me.
No, I'm just watching the when are you going to start watching the new show?
When we do our 4 and we do that podcast, that's
Okay,
when
then okay. Yeah, because I just watched the first two parts today, which fucked up my schedule. I was going to watch the rest of Season of the Witch, so I didn't watch the last 20 minutes because I was watching The Stand. No, I've seen it before.
Skim through it right now. We're going on break. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Phoenix.
Hola. Hola, Poppy.
Hola. Waiting on that hot dick.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
He's his Millennium. I was talking about last night how I picture his Millennium Falcon on his fridge with a flashlight taped to the bottom and just going at it. Oh, let me switch over. Brand. Why is this pink? Okay, whatever. I guess it says pink. Boom. Boom.
It just occurred to me that I only own 2 Nicolas Cage movies in my collection.
It was nice knowing you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought was going to happen. Figured I'd be out in front about it.
Who's fighting in the background of someone's mic?
Season of the Witch.
You watching the last 20 minutes?
It's the fight at the end when the priest is reading and they're having to fight all
Honestly,
the monks.
you can fast forward to that and get the whole full effect.
Oh no, yeah, I got that. Yeah,
It's a scene that you've literally seen in every movie ever.
yeah.
The reading of the magical incantation to make the thing go away.
To make Claire Foy go away.
Yeah, it didn't work because she keeps making movies.
Yeah, she's good though. I like Claire Foy. She's a good actor.
Oh,
I like that. Did you see the new the girl with the dragon tattoo movie?
no, I didn't see the new one. I'm trying to remember what the last one of those I saw was. I think it was just the one I saw the originals, like the ones that are all dubbed.
Swedish.
Yeah.
The Daniel Craig,
and then,
David Fincher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
the Rooney Mara
the
one.
David Fincher one. And
Well,
I like all of them.
There's only like 3.
Okay,
David,
so I think
the girl with the spider web, is that a new one?
yes.
Something like that. It's actually not bad.
I've seen all the new ones then, except for the Claire Foy one.
All movies and books written by a dead man.
Yeah, go figure. How shitty is that? Poor bastard.
He's like Bradley Nowell from Sublime. He never got to be around it. See all his annoying shit.
Oh, I didn't realize. I forgot Nick Cage died at the end.
Practice Santeria. Ain't got no crystal ball.
There you go.
Adam, if you had $1 million,
I'd spend it all.
April 26, 1992.
that's a different song.
I know, that's my favorite song.
There was a rise on the streets. Tell me, where were you?
That's my only Sublime song.
There was
I
that
like.
kind of like little thing right before fucking rap metal took over, where like reggae was like ska was kind of a thing, and when that shit was going on, I guess I didn't like any of it, but
I'm not a fan.
I think 311 had a couple of songs that were tolerable, but that's about it.
Down. Down, down.
Yeah,
311's okay. Yeah.
I prefer Gwen Stefani's later music than their earlier stuff, and I think that woman's incredibly gorgeous.
She looks like a skeleton. She looks like a.
I don't care. I like her.
I like her.
Even Gavin Rossdale.
Not anymore. Gavin Rossdale's with respect to boys now, I guess.
I have a chance. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I called him. He didn't call me back. Who's this? Get off my phone, mate.
Trashy was my world.
All right, guys. This is the only show I actually take seriously.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, keep in mind, we're all kidnapped. That's the only plot of the show I have, the only premise. Being forced to watch these movies in separate rooms.
Been a while since we've done these.
Right?
I've done this. Or since I've done one with you, at least.
I haven't done one yet. This is my first.
Yeah.
I did one.
Gotta be on camera.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I'm going to release this as a separate video. So,
okay.
So I'm going to record this and then edit. Only when I do this with. Other than that, it's the only one that's not a podcast. This is our first time trying this live. So Oh, second time.
Oh.
We did that one. Took me a year to edit, but I got it. And then, yeah, here we are. What background should I go with for now? This one? This one?
This is my Nick Cage appreciation face.
All right, so
This is mine.
this one is not a podcast; it's a video. So keep that in mind. We can do a little more. Yeah.
I did research this film, so I have some trivia tidbits.
You need to come up with a new scoring system for Nick Cage, rather than just like ones and tens.
How many Ghost Rider abs do you give this
No.
movie?
There needs to be a description for like each version of Nick Cage that you get in a movie.
I do. Have you not seen my show before?
Apparently not.
I have the Nick Cage rating, and I have the movie rating.
Okay.
Where's the movie and where's the Nick Cage? That's a separate thing.
Because I would describe this as low blood sugar Nick Cage.
Yes.
We're recording, by the way. This is
Okay.
the show. Welcome to B Movie Battle 49, Nick Cage Cast 27, Season of the Witch from 2011. Unfortunately, we had to watch this today. I'm Phoenix West.
You take the 300 on the right, I'll take the 300 on the left. Dick ticket.
Adam Wilcox.
So you said it was low blood sugar?
Yeah, this is low blood sugar Nick Cage. That's
He
my
doesn't
rating
shout
for-
too much. Yeah, he's very
No,
sedate in this movie.
what's weird about this is, okay, so this is supposed to be a period film. He's the only one that's trying to talk in a period accent. Everybody else just sounds like normal people from today, except for Nick Cage. Nick Cage is trying to sound regal, like he's in, Excalibur, and
Yeah.
it comes off as goofy to me. Fucking really goofy.
Listen to me, I'm a knight. And I'm gonna come after you.
A knight.
Well, okay, so this movie had a funny thing going on with it. The best actors died in order, in sequence.
Yeah.
It's essentially all the good actors escape the movie early because they die.
La.
Sorry.
Nick Cage dies. So what are you talking about? He dies last.
Exactly.
Heresy, my friend.
Exactly.
Then the church after you.
Christopher Lee dies first. Then the Russian guy who's in a bunch of movies dies. Then Stephen Graham dies. And then the priest dies, Ron Perlman dies, and then Nick Cage dies.
I want to know what Ridley Scott thinks of this movie. I wish Ridley Scott would have directed it because,
I love it.
I hate God. Here's Nick Cage who only kills for God. Only kill for God.
Dominic Senya, the guy that directed Gone in 60 Seconds.
Well, here's the thing. This movie is only partially directed by Dominic Senya. The rest of the movie is directed by our favorite dirty-ass sex pervert, Brett Ratner.
Yay, Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner directed about probably 40% of this movie.
Anytime you see action happening on screen, there's your Brett Ratner.
Yep.
And it looks...
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, there you go.
It wasn't Braveheart.
You mean this action?
And that's what he looks like when he throws his dick on you, too. That's what you see. Come on, bro. Look at me. I'm the rat. Look at me. I'm the rat. Hey, what's up, bro?
Wait. Why are you squirming? Hold still. I'm doing you a favor.
Rehearsals for faggots. That's a direct quote from Brett Ratner.
The man behind X-Men 3, The Last Stand, does better than that, my friend. The guy behind those Rush Hour movies, I can't think of anything else he's done.
Hercules with The Rock.
Oh, God.
What's the rat, and his career's over because he got busted for being a sex pervert. So he's pretty much he's with Singer and Kevin Spacey and another guy who incidentally I think his name was Tal Womack. He wrote who was he? He wrote The Gambler and another movie that we talked about him the other a movie that he did that everybody likes. What was it that he wrote? Let's see.
I don't know. But
James Choba. Yeah, sorry.
The movie's from 2011. This is in that really terrible Nick Cage era. I could show you the DVDs behind me and the Blu-rays, but you won't see them because it's so back there. But it's like Trespass with Joel Schumacher. What else we got? Stolen, Frozen Ground, which I like, Rage,
That's a bad one.
and then Outcast with
Well,
Hayden.
no. What about?
It's this movie plus Hayden Christensen, which is he's my least favorite actor, so he brings this movie down. So Outcast is somehow worse.
How about Pay the Ghost?
Pay the Ghost.
You know what this movie is, guys? This movie is the Magnificent Seven, only not magnificent at all.
Or 7.
There's no 7. They got to take a witch to some people to do a thing.
It's the Maudlin 5.
Only the witch isn't a witch. And everybody fucking dies! The end.
Well, she doesn't. She lives.
No. Oh, well,
Claire Foy lives.
I will bring
And
up
she
some
lives
shit,
to make more bad movies.
that will blow your mind here, Dick.
Uh-oh, what happened?
On the Blu-ray, alternate ending. Bitch dies.
Really?
The alternate ending is this. You can watch on YouTube whenever you want. It's 10 minutes. Basically, it's minus the Brett Ratner. So it's the same exact ending. Everything happens in the exact same thing. Exact same order. Only she never turns into a weird Steppenwolf creature from, the Batman.
She turned into a gargoyle
That
demon.
was some wonderful early 2000 CG there. Oof.
It's 2011, Adam. It is so late 2000. It looks like
It's
2000.
2001 CG in 2011. Yes. It's really bad.
Much like Justice League, Steppenwolf was.
Yeah,
I saw that
CG.
face and I was like, "Oh, we're doing
in
this
2017."
now? Okay.
Yeah.
But in the original ending, and the alternate ending, I should say, which basically means original ending, they just won't call it that. It's before Brett Ratner stepped in to amp up the CG. She never changes into him. It's just her the whole time.
Okay.
And then he expels the demon the exact same way. She dies. She doesn't do the thing with Ron Perlman where the only cool thing I liked in the movie was she has that like fire coffin thing.
Too bad that was already done in the Beastmaster, only it looked way cooler in that movie.
But that was the only thing I liked in the movie. That's it. But she doesn't do that. Ron Perlman just falls over dead from those knives in the back. And then Nick Cage is sitting there holding her, and then the priest or the New Night guy is reading off the stuff, and then she falls over and is like and falls over dead, and that's it. That's the only difference. She dies. That's it. No ending. No ending where she's like, I will tell his story. And
Does Nick Cage die though?
yeah, he dies.
Okay.
But it doesn't have her bullshit. I will tell your story. Yada yada yada.
Will you tell my story, please?
I like that Ron Perlman was in it.
He's so weak in this stuff. So weak for
didn't give him anything to do, but it was just nice that he was there. It's almost like Ron Perlman was holding my hand through this whole movie, saying it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this.
Nope.
It's just a couple more hours longer. I felt like that.
Just like Alien Resurrection, speaking of a Ridley Scott type of movie. Yeah, this fucking movie. I mean, let's begin at the beginning, obviously.
Bayman! Hey, Bayman!
Nick Cage plays
Bayman.
And there's no Ron Perlman on the front here, if you notice. It's just him and the sword.
Because Ron Perlman said, you better not put me on that fucking cover.
But he's the only person on the back.
Well, there you go.
So,
did you notice that Nick Cage on the front of that cover, he's trying to do his best Aragorn impression that he can possibly fucking pull off without actually getting sued by Tolkien? There you go.
Yeah, but
in the fucking movie.
He looks like the guy. Look at him. He looks like the guy from fucking Nickelback.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage does not know. Nicolas Cage does not know who Aragorn is. Let's be honest. Come on. He's never read a book.
Doesn't. No, but the person who was selling the movie thought, let's make a Lord of the Rings spinoff with Nick Cage. It'll be wonderful. It'll make millions.
Dick, you were saying you never read a book. He's one of those guys that he wants to be more deep than he is.
Yes.
He reads a lot.
He doesn't. Yeah, so do chimps, but they don't understand it.
I'm not saying he gets it or anything. He reads a lot and he puts more meaning. The reason he signed out this movie, you saw in IMDb trivia, he wanted to pay homage to the Roger Corman movies.
Yes,
that's it. Only reason he signed on. So he's like,
yeah.
Fuck it, let's go to Bulgaria for your tax write-off. Whatever, we'll go there. We'll do your
I
fucking.
gotta skate my tax write off too, man. I owe $25 million in taxes. I gotta do a job.
I just found out what taxes are. Let's go write them off. Yeah. He goes to Bulgaria and does a
I
fucking
bought a bunch of dinosaur eggs. Can I write them off?
Yeah. That's the
I got to pay off one of my castles.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just bought a castle. Goddamn! Oh man.
Well, like picture Tim Burton, that kind of mind where you're like, yes, he's a genius. Yes, he's dumb as fuck. And you kind of got to combine those two things to go, they're unpredictable. They will do anything. So he signed on to this movie for no fucking reason other than money. It seems like he wanted to write the movie, but I think
very good. I think we just solved the Nick Cage paradox.
He's phoning it the fuck in too, man. Like I felt genuinely bad for everybody involved in this movie because it's like they were trying. First of all, the script's terrible. Everybody that was in it around Nick Cage seemed to be trying. Even Claire Foy, I'll give you that.
Claire Foy's the best part of the movie. She's actually
part.
Really good in it. She's fun.
And
she's
here's
playing
Nick
it
Cage
off. She's doing a
dialing
good job.
it the fuck in, and he's front and center in every fucking scene. And I'm like, wow.
Well, he's the serious, like, oh, we gotta solve this problem. I'm the knight. I'm gonna solve this problem, Jack.
Adam, can you set up Nick Cage's character in the beginning as to why he's here?
He's a crusader. Him and Ron Perlman are crusaders. They've been in many, many battles, killing thousands of people in the name of God. All right. Yay, crusades. Okay.
Yay.
And then one particular battle, the final battle that they get to, he stabs a woman. All right, and
little girl.
They realize that they're stabbing kids, women and children. Yeah. After he stabs one, he's like, "Oh, I wasn't supposed to kill women and children." And the guy that's telling him who to kill, it's like, like, well, you'll kill whoever we tell you to kill because I'm in charge of this outfit. He's like, I kill in the name of God. Yeah, I don't just kill women and children. And
I don't do
so
that.
Ron Perlman and Nicolas Cage defect. They leave. They go back home. They realize that home has been captured by a plague, like completely consumed by a plague that's, possible to cure, no way to treat it. They run into Christopher Lee, who's literally rotting away in his fucking bed. And he says, they capture him. They bring him to Christopher Lee, and Christopher Lee says, will you serve God one more time? I need you to go take this witch to another place where these people are going to do this thing. And because this witch showed up, and go ahead, take over.
No, I'm not taking over. I just want to pause and say the cold open is a bunch of, it's like 1257 or something like that. So it's like
that was a cool part.
80 years before whatever the fuck we're watching now. And it's a bunch of witches being hanged for being witches. And you see that they're super religious and the church is in control. And he's like, confess, and therefore you'll be saved. And she's like, I confess. I signed a deal with Satan. I confess. And he's like, cool. Hang him. And she's like, no, I thought you were going to save me. And he's like, no. We're just saving your soul. No, not your body. Sorry, bro.
Your body has to be destroyed. Yeah.
They all hang him. And then the soldier's like, all right, let's get out of here. And the priest at that time is like, we need to get the bodies out and burn them and that sort of shit and do the rites for everything.
They wanted to read something from the apostles or something out of the Book of Solomon. That's what it was. They wanted to read from the Book of Solomon to finish the ritual. And the dude's like, they're dead. We hung them and they drowned. As far as I'm concerned, the work here is done. Yeah,
and that was the Rory McIlroy. That was the guy from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Yarp.
Hot Fuzz?
Yarp. There's that
guy. The guy from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, he's the best. He's one of the best parts of Game of Thrones.
He's one of the best parts of Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great actor.
When Simon Pegg's like, Yarp.
Yarp.
The potted plant.
Yeah.
Yarp. All right, good. Get down to.
Yeah. So Nick Cage and Ron Perlman reluctantly.
Hold on. This is when we get. This is my problem with the movie. Right here. That's why I want to say this scene so importantly.
Okay.
The priest goes down. He drags the body out, and he does the thing. Nothing happens. The woman goes, ah! And he does the thing, and she dies. He gets the demon out of her or whatever. The next one goes crazy and leaves. He kills him and leaves. So my problem with the movie is in the cold open, they already acknowledge the fact that witches exist and therefore all of it's real. And I'm like, so
Well, there you go.
it ruins everything they're
yeah,
watching.
thank you.
That woman
They're justified. They're justified in doing what they do. Yeah.
It's already fucking over. I already know
Yeah.
it exists. So Nick Cage looks like a fucking idiot.
I was just thinking that, you know how we're always saying what if or what would you change? All right, is if this witch wasn't really a witch and was actually not the bad, awful thing that everybody says that she is. In the end, it's a bad, awful thing.
Well, technically, she's not a witch, though. She's a demon. So
at that point, I stopped giving a fuck. I just completely checked out. I'm like, okay, so
thing right now.
we could have had a nice little character study with Claire Foy and Nicolas Cage phoning it in, and Ron Perlman and the guy that plays Al Capone from Boardwalk Empire. That guy.
Stephen Graham.
He's in a lot of stuff.
He was a great actor.
He's Tommy from Snatch. And he's fucking.
But it's strange because all of these people that are supposed to be in, the 1300s have New York accents. So I mean, I know they're not going for realism here, but
you know what I love is Stephen Graham is the only British actor in this entire movie, and he sounds like he's from New York.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's bizarre?
Well, he plays Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, and then in Public Enemies, he plays Babyface Nelson.
Yeah.
No, he plays the other guy.
No, Babyface.
No, it's the Babyface.
Babyface, yeah.
No, he is not Machine. Is he Machine Gun Kelly?
It's one of those two. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he plays all those American gangsters, so I think he was just in that mode.
He does it all the time.
Probably fresh off the set of Boardwalk Empire. So, but anyway, yeah. So everybody else has got regular accents except for Nicolas Cage, who has this hint of trying to sound regal, like I must find the chalice and then take it to the princess. So when he does it, it just sounds so fucking silly. I mean, he's the only one doing it. Everybody else sounds like they went to Coney Island to buy a hot dog. You know, I mean...
if only Nick Cage talked like that, though, in this movie.
But here's the problem. Is it Nick Cage's fault that nobody else is doing that? Or...
Yes.
No, it's the director's fault.
No, it's Nick Cage. Because Nick Cage sucks the life out of a room.
No.
Yeah.
It's his power. It's his unnatural power.
I've never been a Nick Cage defender. When he's bullshit, he's bullshit. And I don't deny that. He's bullshit in this movie, but everyone else is also bullshit.
Yeah, because it's a bullshit movie.
It is a bullshit movie.
But that's not his fault. He tries for the first line of a paragraph. His first line is very regal, and I'm saving the people from the Lord. Anyway, so let's get down to brass tacks here, and let's get shit. And he literally says "oh shit" like 3 times or bullshit.
Yeah, he slips in and out of that regal accent, and it's jarring every time he does it. I'm like, are we going for the regal? It kind of reminds me of like Carrie Fisher when she did the first Star Wars, and she's like, "You want to let this all slip through your fingers?" You know,
yes.
She's really going for that regal British accent, and then drops it by the last act of the movie.
Yeah,
but that kind of works in that sense because it's like you realize that she's putting on a face, and then when you get the real fucking Princess Leia, it's just somebody trying to get out of a fucking bad situation. It works for that movie. This, it's all over the fucking place. So I can get past the accents, but it's the story that fucking falls apart for me completely.
Yes. So continue your setup of the first act. Dick will do the second act. I'll do the last act.
Here's the line. Here's Nicolas Cage's lines. Grandmaster, 1,000 lost souls for the fires of hell. A glorious day for the church. Nick Cage, you call this glorious? Murdering women and children? Know your place, knight. You pledged your life to the cause. For God, not for this. That was the line.
You're Cameron Poe in Con Air.
Yeah.
Not for this.
It almost is that silly, though.
Tallahassee-ish.
This movie can't commit to one type. The accents are all over the place in this. So.
But are you going to be sad, Adam, to learn that this script took 11 years to get off the ground to be made?
What?
11 years.
I have to do 2 separate things. There we go. There's 11.
11 years to bring this piece of shit to the screen.
Let me show you how many years it took for them to finish the movie, start to finish, and then reshoots. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there was reshoots for this? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what when Brett Ratner came in and directed 40% of the movie.
They shot the movie in like fucking Bulgaria or some bullshit, and then they released what's it called? Relativity Media tried to sell the movie, and they went, and everyone's like, "No, what are you doing?
It sucks. Get out of here."
So they're trying to sell the fucking movie, and they realized we have to do reshoots. So they brought everyone in way fucking later. That's where you get the battle sequences at the beginning with the green screen.
It's
bad. God, the battle sequences are so awful. Everything's cranked up really high. There's jerky camera, that fucking Paul Greengrass bullshit that played itself out in the early 2000s. They're doing that.
The whole ending is CG. It wasn't like that originally. I saw the original ending. It was not like that. They had the CG. That's why you get the fucking Steppenwolf monster. All that shit. It was just the original girl there. That was it. And it looks way better. I'll be honest. I watched them both, and I'm like, that looks better. But 2 separate things. So that's why you get the whole fucking new ending. 2 years of just bullshit. And then they sell it, and then people fucking hated it, obviously.
Yeah. Because it can't decide what it wants to be. It can't decide, is this movie is part of Lord of the Rings style adventure, because it's all about a journey. Most of the movie, they're going to a thing, and then when they get to the thing, it's like they take the script and they wad it up and they shove it up their ass, and this is what we get.
Why don't you get us to the journey, and then Dick will
the journey. Yeah, they're on a journey with, like I said, the guy that plays Al Capone, a couple of priests. A friar and somebody else, and
Friar
Ron
Ballsack.
Perlman.
You notice his name is Ballsack?
Was his name Ballsack?
His name is Ballsack.
He was trying. I'll give him that. He was trying. He's the one that committed to one accent. So, at least he knew what kind of a movie is in. I don't know. And then Claire Foy, the whole thing is like, is she a witch? Is she not a witch? Because she's constantly teasing everybody. You really think I'm a witch?
The Balzac.
That was the only part that had any sense of promise whatsoever. Is this a witch or isn't it a witch? And there are convenient times where she saves people, and they could have done anything interesting there. Ultimately, they abandoned any hope or idea of going into any kind of a story, and the entire middle half of this movie is the journey to the thing, to go say a thing and do a thing. Dick, I give it to you now. I'm done.
Well, that's basically it. They're going to the monks, because the monks have the book of incantations that could free this woman's soul of a witchcraft. And they get there. Especially that's all it is. They're going there for that reason, to bring her to this place. And because the monks have a book, have the only copy. The
Book of Solomon.
We saw a different copy of that book get burned in the beginning by the witch that comes out of the river.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
burns the book.
Well, that was the difference. I think the thing, what they were establishing there, and this is me really thinking about this in the last 2 seconds, she had the incantations for witchcraft, not the demon. So the demon could come up and say, well, fuck you. That's for, you got the wrong demon.
Okay.
And it burns them alive.
You just instantly just now made it a more interesting story just by saying what you think was going on.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was, because they are what they're doing. When they find out, when they get to the Abbey, they're basically copying the book because it has the demon part.
That's my part.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's it. That's the story.
God damn it, Dick! You had one job and you blew it.
But that's it. Like, when we talk about the wolves,
the wolves. You get to talk about the bridge. You
that's
talk
boring.
About the kid coming along. I don't know.
Yeah, it's boring. It's all plot. It's all plot. It's all. I don't care.
Did this come out before or after Beowulf? That's another.
Oh, way
fucking stinker
before,
that
way
I think-
after, way
okay.
after.
Oh, this is that.
Beowulf was like 2007.
Oh,
Yeah,
that one.
after, I think.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but Beowulf was
Fuck Beowulf.
Well,
Oh.
Beowulf is a story that's
been around for a long
old.
time. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a story that they try to adhere to, and then there's Aragon, which is like the same fucking thing.
Well, Aragon's dragons.
Yeah,
That was a dragon. Basically that's a ripoff of Star Wars.
it falls into that stuff that Phoenix and I just love. That good
Yeah.
old fucking fantasy dragons and fucking magical beings that are going to do magic shit.
You're gonna take her to the Abbey and give the magic.
All right. Are you done with your part? You want to talk about the wolves at all?
What's okay? Fine. So they leave. They leave Christopher Lee's house.
I feel like
He's
I'm raping
dead.
him.
Christopher Lee. You are emotionally. Christopher Lee dies. He sends them on their journey. They got the priest. They got Stephen Graham. They got what?
I didn't see Christopher Lee die when I watched it. How
Oh,
he
really?
die? I missed that completely.
Well, he died.
He died.
It's not like he
Yeah.
dies off screen. I mean, they show him not breathing. They're kind of cleaning up.
They're
saying the last rites,
cleaning
all that
up
shit.
after him, and he's just kind of laying there. Yeah, it's a very unceremonious death.
That's it.
It's kind
I
of
have him in the
yeah.
background here. You can see his teeth. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. He's just
Oh,
sitting there
they're doing
dead.
this then?
He's dead.
Right.
He's in his white outfit. He's in his nice pimp outfit, and then he's dead. It's his pimp burial outfit.
Why is he?
It's it's a costume he borrowed from Lord of the Rings.
It's a little thing called money.
I mean, Christopher Lee will do fucking anything.
Yeah.
But why this?
Why not?
Why did they say, let's get Christopher Lee to do this role?
You know what they told Christopher? You know what Christopher Lee did? Christopher Lee says, "Yeah, I'll do it. Send me a check for $2 million. You're gonna fly. You're gonna. I can't fly, so you're gonna have to shoot it in my backyard. So build the set back there. I'll
not
go lay
Denver,
down."
There's nothing that Christopher Lee hasn't done. He's done science fiction. He's done fucking Italian horror. He's done Hammer horror films. Thousands of them. He's used to low budget shit.
Yeah, he
He's
don't
used
care.
to directors not knowing what the fuck's going on too.
I just show up and I do my thing and I leave.
What do you think when you're 87? You go, no, I'm good.
You know, the only guys
No.
that do that were
Otherwise,
Sean Connery.
Anthony Hopkins would have wrapped it up. He's still fucking doing
Yeah.
movies.
And he just won the
He
Oscar.
just won a fucking
He just
Oscar.
won a fucking Oscar for just being himself.
It's great, fantastic.
Good for him. Seriously.
I love that too because that was like what a fucking fuck you to the woke Oscars where they talk about inclusivity and we're gonna it's gonna be all about inclusion and race the different races. The white guy wins again. That's
the guy that
hilarious.
didn't show up to the ceremony.
Yeah, why
he
would
was so
you?
sure
Like,
he wasn't
oh.
going to win.
That Asian guy from The Walking Dead, go fuck yourself. I mean,
Yeah,
sit
fuck
down.
you, Asian
Let
man.
me tell you what it's like to struggle.
Fuck you, Fu Manchu. I'll play your part. I'm better than you. I'm Tony, and he could do it. Anthony Hopkins could do
Christopher Lee literally did that.
it. Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's
He
good.
literally was Fu Manchu.
And Mickey Rooney in the wonderful shitty movie that everyone loves, that Audrey Hepburn movie I hate, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Castle Fu Manchu.
Me so
Mystery Science
sorry.
Theater reference.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I'll take over because you're not talking about it.
Well, fuck. What do you want to go into detail
Well, I mean,
about this?
along
Yeah.
the way, there's a lot of little adventures that happen
Yeah.
to pad out the fucking runtime. At one point, they have an elaborate crossing of the bridge section, and then there's the Tag of the Wolf section.
That bridge sequence goes on for 12 minutes. And
It's
it's
so
God.
boring.
unnecessary.
I started Mystery Science Theater in that shit. I'm like, prepare to meet Kali in hell. You know,
Oh, definitely, I did that too. They're trying to cross a little rinky bridge with 5 people, right? No, 4 at this point. It's just the
and a wagon, the
the priest,
caged wagon with the
and
witch inside of it.
And the witch. So yeah, 5. They're pushing it across. Nick Cage just goes fucking balls out. He crosses with the horse at first, and he's going like toward the big cracks in the bridge. I'm like, you're going the wrong way, dude.
He's walking with the horse. He's like trying to walk the horse. He's not like sitting on the horse. He's like beside the horse, like kind of dragging it across the bridge. Yeah.
But the horse is automatically going to like, here's a big hole, and he's like, yeah, cool. And I'm like, dude, go the other way. There's not a big hole right there. They cut away, luckily.
Well, you know why there was no big hole there? Because it was a special effect, and the horse didn't see that.
The bad
But
blue screen.
then they had him after they get the horse across. They push the cart, and it's like "Ugh," and then the witch is just like, "Let me out. I can help you." The whole thing is the witch can show you what you like, your memory, that sort of bullshit where it shows you your worst memory, what you want, what your regrets, that sort of shit. Fuck witches in movies. They're fucking boring. It reminded me of a lot of Suicide Squad. The end of that movie, where I'm like,
Oh,
God.
fuck,
Oh yeah,
I'm out.
there's a really bad witch there.
I'm out. The first half of the movie is a music video, and I'm watching. I'm like, this is terrible. Second half,
there's a 2-hour introduction of our characters, and then here's a witch. Here's our movie.
And I was like,
fuck.
Oh, what? How did the first half look good now? Holy shit! I was so that movie is
brought to you by Hot Topic.
Anyway, they get across the bridge, and the little kid that wants to be a soldier.
That character for the Magnificent Seven. The one
must
that
be a
was
knight.
one of the seven.
He wants to be a knight. He's the girl from he's Hattie from True Grit. He wants to be something he can't be. He gets saved by the witch.
And he loses his arm in a snake bite and he becomes a lonely lesbian.
Damn right. But then they get across the bridge. Eventually at night, she calls wolves. It's clearly in her voice. There's no mystery to this movie. It's clearly her.
Well, the reason she brings the wolves is because Stephen Graham wants to kill her with a bow and arrow, and Nick Cage stops him.
Yep.
And then that's when the wolves come to kill him.
That's the end of Nick Graham too.
The big reveal is when they get to the Abbey. It's like, oh, she was killing people that were stopping her.
Yeah, we knew that though.
Nick fucking Cage tries to kill her. She doesn't do shit about that.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's stupid. It's called a bad movie.
It's called a movie that doesn't deserve as much attention as we're giving.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You killed all the guys that you were going to get killed in the first place. Yes, I'm a bad guy. Hold on now. Yes, I killed them. Look at that. Oh.
The only 2 Nick Cage movies I own. Sorry.
I should get Mandy.
I should own Mandy. Yeah,
Mandy's good.
That was a fun time.
These are evil fucking things.
I wish to God we were doing. We'll get there though with the Nick Cage. We'll get to Mandy. Yeah.
Nope, already did it. It's off the list.
Oh, that's shit. All right,
it's off the list.
You and I could do that on a separate show, Dick. We'll do.
Go right
Mandy.
ahead.
Yeah.
Mandy.
You call Nick Cage cast, I will sue your ass.
We'll do that. No, we won't call it Nick Cage cast. We'll do that on the Bad Movie Watch and Review. We'll watch Mandy together.
We'll call it Nick Coppola.
That's not a bad movie though. How are you going to call it?
Yeah. Oh, we watch a lot of bad movies on the Bad Movie Watch and Review that aren't bad. That's the whole point of it.
You just blew my fucking mind by saying we're bad, not bad.
Just because somebody says it's bad, don't mean it's necessarily bad.
You're talking to the man that loves Life Force.
That's
You're
right.
talking to me who didn't like Trapped in Paradise, the Nick Cage movie, and like episode 3 of this show, and someone was like, "Go fuck yourself. That movie's awesome." I'm like, "Yeah." When I was 10, I loved that fucking movie. Now I realize Dana Carvey plays a retarded man, and it's like really offensive how it is in that movie.
Oh, please.
Like, oh, God.
That's not offensive. I just watched The Stand, and it's filled with retards.
Oh, yeah, same here. But, no, Dana Carvey...
He hasn't seen the Fanatic yet.
Oh, my God. Brilliant movie.
Anyway... she calls the wolves. One wolf comes out, kills Stephen Graham. Nick Cage kills 75 wolves because he's Liam Neeson.
I was laughing my ass off when they were killing those wolves. Those dogs left. Just right in the mouth.
It was like a volleyball serve for you to spike it.
Yeah.
And spike was when you watch them cut off the heads of a bunch of monks that were crawling on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That was so the wolves were like the setup, and the spike was all the monks.
Did you notice that all of the wolves just before they attack, they looked like somebody shot a big fucking jet engine at them and made their skin wrinkle up, and they use that effect 5 times in the same fucking shot for every single wolf.
They're demonic wolves, they're evil wolves, and they're attacking. Man. They're going to eat Stephen Graham.
Oh,
They don't even
why?
yelp when you stab them.
Why were they evil? She's just
Because she did it.
I know, but why were the wolves themselves controlled by her?
Because
right.
she's a demon.
I know.
Hey, you guys remember the giant rat in the fire swamp from fucking Princess Bride? That was more convincing than these motherfuckers were. All right, that
These
guy in
were-
the suit. Yeah.
All I can say is all the CG in this movie, Steppenwolf. That's all I can say. It looks terrible. It looks like an
It does look like Steppenwolf without his armor. Yeah.
It's real bad, yeah.
They eventually arrive at the Abbey. Nick Cage's about to shoot her or stab her, and then they realize Ron Perlman's like, "Hey, it's right there," and then it cuts immediately. All the tension's gone because they cut.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the Abbey, and then they get there. There's immediately there. Again, tension is cut because they're just there. And then they walk in, and they're like, and the priest Ballsack is like, "Sorry to intrude, guys, but and they're all dead. And all tension's gone because they just cut to the priest and they're dead. And like, you could have slowly revealed by some, shooting around the characters and had it reveal the dead person as the character sees it. But instead, it's like, "Hey, sorry to intrude, guys," and Nick Cage is like, No. Those people are dead.
But
I'm dead.
Phoenix, those
ruin
shots
everything.
cost money.
No, not more money. It just
That's money that they had to pay to Nick Cage for showing up for this fucking
It would have taken 40 minutes of extra work to get a camera to go around the body. That's it. But it would have been way more effective than just cut to the dead bodies. They're dead. All right, let's move on. God has forsaken us. Fuck this movie. I hate this fucking movie.
What do you mean?
I
don't kill little girls.
Adam, when you and I did Between Worlds, I said fuck this movie. But that was a fuck this movie because it's stupid, but it was also entertainingly bad. This one is just
Between Worlds was fun to watch because I laughed through a good chunk of it because it was stupid too. But this was somehow, at least with Between Worlds, we got some. It wasn't low blood sugar Nick Cage. We had we had trucker Nick Cage. Okay,
we had truck
stop
speed Nick Cage.
Trucker speed Nick Cage is always a way better good time than low blood sugar Nick Cage. This movie, everybody that was involved with this looked like they were having a miserable fucking time making it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nobody wanted to fucking be there. There was no heart in this at all from start to finish. Nothing.
That movie, Between Worlds, is what I called North Florida trucker trash. That's what he was. He was like Tallahassee trucker trash.
It was North Florida trucker trash trying to be Fargo and failing at it miserably.
Yes, but that was entertaining as fuck. And it was like if you go to Pornhub and look up anything, you're gonna find stepmom porn, and that's where you're gonna stepdaughter porn. That's where you're gonna watch.
Yep,
that's
absolutely,
that movie
yeah. Somebody saw that, they went to that section, they thought, "I'm gonna make a Nick Cage movie out of this," and there you have it. Boom.
This one feels like, hey, I like Excalibur or something like that. I mean, it's a different time. This
is the movie you watch when you're trying to get rid of a boner. All right, you just put this on for about a couple minutes, gone, no boner, nothing.
Well, Excalibur is based on myths and thousands of volumes of shit. This is This is a spec script from a first-time guy graduating college.
Excalibur is a movie I fucking love.
Excalibur is a good movie.
Excalibur is fucking wonderful.
I've drank this much,
and I feel nothing
while waiting for Nick Cage to enjoy me, and he will not satisfy me in any way.
Let me explain something to you.
I'm out of, so I drink this too.
I have come to Phoenix West's house to die of alcohol poisoning, just like leaving Las Vegas.
I was just getting ready to say that, like leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas, I'm going to die on the Oscar.
One of his 5 great movies. And that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we're going to play that game. What are the top 5 Nick Cage movies then?
Well,
here's 2 of them right here.
No.
I do not like The Rock that much. I do not like The Rock.
I do. I like it.
There's some funny stuff, but yeah, I just.
Oh God!
You know what, Dick?
He's
the first person to ever agree with me on that. I don't get it.
Yeah, Con Air's more my. I like Con Air better.
I like Con Air better, but I also put it on the bottom of my Nick Cage list. He's terrible in that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
The movie's great around him, but he's terrible in that movie.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
you
your
guys.
barbecue, Cyrus, and it tastes good.
Eat this snowball.
Yeah.
Gump. Bubba
You
Gump.
got diabetes.
Snowball.
I'm gonna get your insulin shot. I'm Cameron Poe.
Yeah. Okay. So, top Nick Cage movies, just off the top of my head: Raising Arizona, Adaptation, Bringing Out the Dead. I would say Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fifth one? I need 5.
Face Off.
This is weird. Face Off is definitely up there.
I'd say Face Off is 5.
Okay, let's say Face Off. But I'm thinking
Face
like
Off.
great movies, not entertainingly bad as Face Off for me. But it also crosses that threshold into I really love this fucking movie. Like,
Moonstruck.
The Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man's great.
I
Just
love
because
the Wicker Man.
he beats women, it's hilarious.
He's so bad in that.
Give a fuck.
He's not. At least he's not low blood sugar. He's coked out of his mind in that one. Yeah.
That is prime Cage right there. That is
I can't do a 5, but I can do like a 3 or 4. Right.
Okay,
right
that'd
now.
be my list. I don't know. I got some more, but there's some part of that.
Mandy would be on my list too. I really enjoyed the shit out of that fucking movie, and I was watching the second time, and I liked it more than I liked it the first time. So I probably should buy that.
I wanted to include Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, but he only does a voice. So how do you?
Oh, Kick-Ass! Kick-Ass, he's great.
Kick-Ass,
is great.
Yeah, he was good in Kick-Ass.
He was great in Kick-Ass. I'll give him that one.
And that's where you get into like that. I think that's second tier though. Just below those. It's not as good as Adaptation and Bring Out
He's
the
like
Dead.
Sandler, though. Every once in a while, he'll come out and do something. It's like, fuck, you could have been doing this whole time. And then he'll go right back to doing Season of the Witch type movie.
That's literally what I just said last episode. I remember. You're like, oh, do something good. Come on.
Anything. Give me something.
Something.
Bring it out. Bring it, man. It's in there. I know you can bring it out.
I know you want to go to Tahiti, but make a good movie.
You're just collecting a check today. Okay, fine. Yeah. It's like showing up for your favorite band, and then the singer shows up. He's got laryngitis that night, decides to do the whole fucking show. You know, it's like that.
Spoken word, though.
As far as movies,
spoken word.
Oh, leaving Las Vegas. That I was.
Leaving Las Vegas.
That's my number 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, Dick, what's top 5? Similar to mine.
That's pretty close, but I would say I'm trying to think now. I want because I don't want to have the same movies as you.
We're not talking about personal favorites. We're talking about his best movies.
No, that's what I mean.
I can't do that because I haven't seen them all.
Let me see. I got to pull up his rank.
You can put 8mm in there. That's a good movie.
Yeah, 8mm. He's good in that.
Well, I think those 5 I chose. I'm putting Face Off in the second tier. I'm putting Leaving Las Vegas as my number 5, and those are his best performances. I don't think you can come up with something that's better than those 5.
You're probably right.
You can look all you want right now. Like, he's great in Vampire's Kiss, but that movie is not that great.
Yeah.
He sings songs the entire alphabet to you in that movie. And
here you go. What about Left Behind?
I talked about that movie on my show already.
That is one of the greatest, worst movies ever made. Drive Angry, I would say. One of the better,
fun, not better.
Ghost Rider,
Nick Cage movies. Bad Lieutenant, New Orleans. That's a good one.
Bad Lieutenant and Drive Angry are in the same category. The movie's fun, but he's great in it. But the movie's just fun. It doesn't cross that great threshold.
Oh, I would say it's great. I love those 2 movies.
Okay, here we go.
Matchstick Men.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be.
There's a great performance right there.
That's the one I was looking for. Blood.
Snake Eyes.
He
Kiss of Death.
He bulked up for that movie.
The Kiss of Death is actually not a bad movie. The problem with Kiss of Death is David Caruso factor.
Okay, are you ready for this shit? This is vampire.
Do it.
Shouldn't, if come in the appropriate file?
Yes, I suppose it should.
I'm fast forwarding. So
unless, of course, it's some.
You don't?
No, I don't. Whoever filed it in the first place, but for God's sakes, Peter, I am not telling you one single thing you don't already know.
How could somebody misfile something? What could be easier? It's all alphabetical. You just put it in the right file according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Peter.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P,
Peter.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Huh? That's all you have to do.
The guy is California
Oscar.
Kinski.
Give him an Oscar.
Legend, give him the fucking Oscar. You need to edit that where somebody's handing him the fucking Oscar right after that scene, just right through the fucking screen.
He screams the alphabet at a woman, and it's effective somehow.
Yep. Only
Anyway.
he can come up with that.
This
Yes.
movie, though, he's
There
on
you go.
Thorazine.
He's got the it factor. Nick Cage is a movie star, and it's undeniable. Like he you can't take your eyes off of him when he's on screen. He's got that charisma. He's got that thing. He really does. He's a movie star.
Indescribable it. You know?
Yeah, and that it is.
Joe Bob described it as cage rage. He calls it cage rage.
I call it
Oh,
Rage Cage, which is funny.
Rage
Rage
cage, yeah.
Cage.
Cage rage, yeah.
I have Rage Cage, Quiet Cage, Quirk Cage, and then I also have Sophisticated. Because
I
like
have
Necklace Treasure, he's sophisticated.
Syphilis
My-
Cage.
My contribution to that mix is low blood sugar cage.
That would be a Quiet Cage.
I'm gonna be very sedate in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't do
That
what
would
you want
be
me to
the
do.
Family Man. Speaking of Brett Ratner,
Yes.
Family Man Cage. That would be him. Or City of Angels, which is my least favorite Cage,
Oh,
other
wow.
than Con Air.
Yeah.
So in this one, definitely Quiet Cage. It's fucking boring. He's on Thorazine. Somewhere between the NyQuil and cocaine, he took some Thorazine.
This movie is Thorazine.
Holy shit. The man is boring as fuck in this movie. Why is he in this? Why cast him?
International money. That's why.
It's
This
gotta be
movie
just
didn't
that.
need to be made. Honestly, it didn't need to be made. It
Well,
should've never been
I
made.
think that the box office for this movie is not very big.
Oh, it can't be. It can't be.
let's
Look at
this,
it.
this is something that should have been direct to video if it wasn't already dumped on a fucking streaming service like Pluto or something and just left there to die.
Well, I remember it coming out in theaters.
I got this movie in a red box. Because
Yeah, I like I said, I think I rented this at the library.
because I had a theory around this time that Nick Cage was living inside the red box and he's going, "Here's my new movie, man." And he hand you
Yeah.
his new movie and go, "I filmed this last weekend." And he just hand you a movie and go, "Yeah, there you go." Well, no matter what you order, he's gonna hand you his new movie. Because
Somehow I think that would be funnier if he was selling those out of a trench coat. Like he had a trench coat with all his movies inside of it. It's right here.
It'd be funnier, but it's not reality. Reality is I saw
You're right.
12 Nick Cage movies. Like, looking through that list, I'm like, those
All
are
in
all
the
Nick
same
Cage and
red
Halle
box.
Berry movies. How the fuck are they both in that? Danny
It's
Glover.
the Nick Cage box.
Yeah. Danny Glover, Nick Cage, and Halle Berry were in all those movies in that era.
Yeah, they gave it
Damn.
everything. Yeah, they were
And all-
hard workers. Those
Two
three.
of the three of those people have a fucking Oscar. That is fucked up. That's fucked up. How do they? How?
It's the mysteries of the universe.
And where the fuck is Danny Glover since Saw? I have not heard of a fucking a peep from that motherfucker.
Well,
since-
because the
since Saw.
the cab drivers won't give him a ride to the work. They keep denying
really?
him. They won't pick him up. The taxi drivers won't let him go anywhere.
Do they still call it the Oscar bug when you win the Oscar and then somehow your career just tanks like immediately after?
You mean the
you
Oscar
win?
curse?
I
Is it
that
the
was
Oscar
Halle Berry.
curse?
Halle Berry was the last one.
Halle Berry? No, the last one was actually Matthew McConaughey. He fucking got the Oscar, and that motherfucker hasn't done anything good since he got that Oscar.
No, he
for,
did Wolf of Wall Street. That was good.
Dallas Buyers Club. What was
Yeah.
that? Was that after Dallas Buyers Club?
Yeah, that
Because
was,
he's not in Wolf of Wall Street that long though.
No, but he's in there after he won the
His
Oscar.
part is perfect though. but
Matthew
yeah.
McConaughey. No. That's the reverse. Matthew McConaughey had his reconnaissance when he got the Oscar because he had the Oscar, he had True Detective, and he had like a
Oh, I
series
forgot
of
about True
films.
Detective. Okay.
He had a series of films that were really well received, and he was back. And
Yeah.
then he kind of
Now
floundered.
he's
Now he's done.
in a Doritos commercial.
Yeah, well, he's got so much money. You know how much money that guy made for those fucking romantic comedies?
You know how much
Shit.
land you can buy in Texas for that kind of money?
He owns half of Texas.
He
Shit.
must.
He owns the Chateau Marmont probably because I heard he used to live there and get his asshole eaten out by waitresses.
Hey,
It's a true
if I could
story.
live there, if I could do exactly what you just said, I would.
Oh, absolutely. And so did Owen Wilson.
Fucking
How do
great.
I talked to the people who work there. They told me all about it.
Why is he so suicidal then?
Well, because he's a big fat pussy. I think that was for. I think he was full of shit doing that. That was for publicity because I think Zoolander was coming out or something.
Ugh.
That was Zoolander 2 era.
Well, there you go. Zoolander 2. He wanted to give Zoolander 2 some cred.
Man.
Because Ben Stiller.
I didn't watch Zoolander 2 because I didn't like Zoolander 1 that much, and I'm also still recovering from Anchorman 2. That one hurt.
Well, I guess
really bad.
I guess Zoolander 2 is really bad because it basically ruined Ben Stiller's career. Like the woke crowd got him for Zoolander 2.
I wish you guys would adopt my philosophy. Comedy sequel?
Don't do it.
Don't
do it.
Oh, no, I
do
agree. I agree, yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 was the last comedy sequel I'll watch because Wayne's World 2 was fucking terrible. There's some good stuff in there, but for the most part, don't. And then after that, I'm like, no, I'm good. I like
one exception to that rule. Do you consider Gremlins a comedy or a horror movie?
That's before that. So modern, post 90s.
Because we can all agree that Gremlins 2 is a fucking masterpiece.
Gremlins 2 is better than Gremlins 1, but the first 100%. One is not a comedy, so you don't say
kind of
comedy.
Is. I always called it dark comedy, but whatever.
Dark, but it's not Wayne's World. It's not an outright comedy.
Which they also made a sequel to. Oof.
Yeah.
I don't remember Wayne's World 2 at all. I just remember Christopher Walken.
Nobody remembers Wayne's World 2. Even the people that were in it don't remember it.
I do.
Was the show?
They made fun of Oliver Stone's The Doors, and they had Jim Morrison show up. And,
that's right. Yes. Yes. And I guess the girl that directed the first one, did she come back and direct? Did she do the second one?
I don't think so. No,
because she hated working with him so much.
Mike Myers is a notorious asshole.
Mike Myers is terrible. Yeah, Mike Myers is an awful person.
Dana Carvey is the biggest fucking sweetheart there is.
Yeah,
Mike Myers is a huge dick.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Dana Carvey follows LIW Series on Twitter. That man's a fucking champ.
We love you, Dana.
Yeah, him and Margaret Cho for some reason follow. I don't know why.
I enjoy the program.
Yeah, it's really weird, but. De Niro retweeted us too. Isn't that weird?
Who?
Robert De Niro.
You mean his assistant? He doesn't use Twitter.
Some 12-year-old he paid the.
Yeah, exactly. One of his kids.
One of his grandkids. One of his illegitimate grandkids.
Like one of the first 20 podcasts we did was Born to Win, one of his 1970s movie that nobody watched, and he retweeted it. I was like, "Hey, De Niro." It wasn't him. I know that, but
he gets paid in peanut butter pretzel nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, from Costco? I don't blame him. That's
fee.
Those things are awesome.
Those things are going to get addictive, especially if you eat chocolate with them.
Oh, yeah.
You got like a chocolate bar, and you're like, oh my God.
A good time.
That's some good shit
right there. Put them in a little baggie and microwave it.
Oh.
That's why
Maroon.
Now.
Ooh.
That's why I'm like Orson Welling it over here. I'm ready to buy an island and fuck off to somewhere else.
Now, the best picture of Orson Welles
after you buy a castle there,
when he's in his giant blankets because he couldn't even fit in a muumuu. He had to wear capes. Like he couldn't wear normal clothes. He was so fucking fat.
I like how his last role is Unicron in the Transformers, and his whole thing is just going.
There's a great book you got to read. I got
it. I'm hungry.
My lunches with Orson. You got to read it. It's great. It is 100% quotes from Orson Welles during lunches with this guy that Orson hung out with, and he talks shit on everybody. It's beautiful.
Bloom.
The older he got, the more his voice started to sound like a didgeridoo.
And this was the last 2 years of his life. They would go and eat lunch, and you can imagine what lunch was for Orson Welles.
It was
the whole restaurant.
Do you have 5 steaks? I will take those. And 4 potatoes.
The book was written by 50 people because his meal was the person who's writing the book.
Yeah, exactly.
It was literally that clip from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life where the guy's just eating himself to death. Fucking bring me to my fat.
Wafer thin
mint.
Fuck off.
Yeah. That movie's great.
Yeah.
Although it is like 50 steps below the first two movies that they made.
Yeah. But I mean, you know,
Life of Brian does not get nearly as much credit as it deserves. That's in my top.
I think it does now. Yeah, it does.
I think it gets respect. I think
People
that one
still
gets...
I like it way more than the Holy Grail. I like it way more. I don't even compare the two.
The problem with Holy Grail is so many people have quoted the fuck out of that I can't enjoy it anymore. I can't watch it and laugh at it and enjoy it anymore. Yeah. It's just been done to death.
Yes.
That reminds me of Nick Cage in Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Where
I'm full.
What, Adam? We talked about this exact phrase. I'm going to say the exact same phrase I used for Between Worlds. Who is this movie for? Really? Who's going to watch this movie and go, yeah?
12-year-old.
Well, that's why I was trying to... I'm glad that you asked that, because I was thinking that last night when I was watching this. I'm like, who the fuck was this for? So you're saying 2011, because I wasn't really paying attention to when this came out. You said 2011. So this is way past the Lord of the Rings resurgence of bullshit fantasy films. So it's a movie that's out of its time. Like, it doesn't even... You know what I mean? Like, if you notice fantasy films, like, they come out in little clumps because people are scared to death to make sword and sandal films. So this is after Lord of the Rings. This is after the 300. Yeah, who the fuck? What is this trying to piggyback off of?
I'm glad you brought
Game of Thrones, maybe.
300 reminded me a lot of the. Only this is like a terrible low budget version. The battle sequences, they're trying to do 300 so bad.
Well, here's the thing. Again, this movie was written in 2000. Remember, the script is 11 years old before it gets made.
And the sad thing is, though, it is written in 2000. And it looks like a 2000 movie.
Well, exactly.
It's super low quality special effects, terrible fucking editing on the fight sequences.
And I guess
at least get one good fucking fight. None of them. Nothing. Even when Ron Perlman lifts his sword, I'm like, yeah, show me something, anything. Wake me the fuck up. Nope.
Cut away.
He looks like he could barely carry the fucking thing. Cut away.
I'm going to say what I wanted to say, and go ahead.
No, you also got to remember, this is just a movie that was carried by multiple studios. They dumped it multiple times. Because this was like a Universal at one point, then it went to Paramount, then it went to here, then it went to there, Lionsgate. Everybody was like, this sucks. We don't want it.
It's a cinematic bad penny. Okay.
Yeah, and I just but the guy that wrote it works nonstop. He works all the time.
You didn't say what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, was it?
Brett Ratner took over. At the 11th hour. Brett Ratner took over.
We did mention that.
Redirected some scenes. The battle sequences, which look like they're 300. Only terrible. And then the ending is completely different. He put in a CG witch. Demon. And then
it's a demon, Fenton.
Steppenwolf.
But not only did Brett Ratner direct that, he demanded that he get his own editor for those scenes.
Yes.
So all those are specifically edited by Brett Ratner. So you're ending with a hodgepodge by two directors. One director who's worked with Nick Cage already and knows how to work with him. Because 11 years prior, he did Gone in 60 Seconds. He worked with him.
Gone in 60 Seconds was one of his successful movies, right? Didn't that movie make money? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay, the movie made a ton of money. But this one, same director, overseas. It's there. It's to make money. It's keep working. Add a credit to your IMDb. That's it. Because the story is bullshit. The acting is even more bullshit. So you're left with a movie that's for 20,000 people who are there for the filming that don't speak English. That's all I can really think about is the people who do not speak the language that they're speaking in this movie.
It's not for an action audience because we just established that the action scenes are awfully, terribly choreographed and edited. Okay. Bad green screen, so it's not for the special effects because... I think some studios thought that a special effect could still carry a movie even in 2011. It was kind of starting to wear itself out. It is not for the fantasy crowd because there's not really much fantasy here to go on other than, oh, by the way, there's witches in this particular world. So we established that. It's not for the tween audiences. Yeah, what the fuck is this for? It's not a horror movie, even though it tries to be a horror movie in the last couple of minutes that it's there. The first cold open that you talk about and the last couple of minutes are the only horror elements that are in this entire miserable mess of a movie.
Do you know how we talked about in our last live episode, LIW Anthology Pause, Inside Number 9 Deadline? We talked about rating based off what would I change and how we gave that a 10. We wouldn't change anything. They did a great job, well written and perfectly executed. This one, off the fucking bat, cut the cold open. That's bullshit. It tells you witches that fucking exist. Even if it's not a witch that, we find out it's a demon and that reveals like, holy shit, it's a demon. It led us here. I didn't give a shit by the time we got there. Cut all that out. Cut all the witch shit and just have it be Nick Cage wants to save this innocent looking girl. At the very fucking end, you find out she's actually a demon. Cut everything else that tells you, that spells it out for you in the interim. Cut all that out. Just have the reveal be when they get to the Abbey and he looks over and she's like, ah, and freaks out. And that would be way more effective of a storyline.
Yeah.
Because we know by the time they get there, in the movie we watched, we're like, oh, she's a witch. He's dumb as fuck. He doesn't see she's a witch. He ignores every sign possible on the way there. Until he's like, I'm going to kill this bitch. I hate this fucking
I had a hard time. I could not find a single character to root for in this pile of shit at all.
Claire Foy, that's it.
I want to break this, but I can't.
But they didn't do anything with Claire Foy. They tried to hint that maybe there's more to her than meets the eye, but ultimately they're just like, oh yeah, whatever you thought she was, she's that and then some.
Well, she was playing with the role. She was having fun with it. You can see she did those little looks and smile. It was like she was doing her Mare Winningham from the Button episode from.
Well, what I was kind of hoping they were going to do is every time the camera cuts to her, you see like the hair in her eyes, so they're kind of doing like a little bit of that Japanese horror look. With it there's always been a thing. Whenever a girl's got hair over her face, she must be something sinister. The boys did that with a character, but they made it effective. So. You could have a play on that. It like okay, this is a movie where you expect to see you're thinking it's one thing, but maybe it's not what you think it is. They could have done anything. A better writer could have done something with that. They didn't even bother.
Well, I think at the point when Brett Ratner comes in, they're just like, you know what? Let's just get this fucking thing over with because we can't do this anymore.
Let's wrap it up and go drink some beers.
You kill 300 on the left, I'll kill 300 right, and you buy the beer, my friend.
I'll completely agree, because the first time I watched this movie was because I was just getting in the podcast. It was 2011. I was listening to How Did This Get Made, and they started watching Nick Cage movies, and one of them was this, and one of the first episodes. And I go,
I'm going to have to watch that one now.
I used to watch the movie and listen to the podcast at the beginning. And I was like, all right, I'll watch this, because obviously I was obsessed with Nick Cage already. I just didn't admit it out loud. I watched it, and I go, oh, what the fuck was that? It was on Netflix, I think, at the time. Yeah. And then on the podcast when we started, the first episode was Face Off, and then eventually we did Outcast. And Outcast is a worse version of this.
Hayden Christensen.
Believe it or not, it is worse. Hayden Christensen is my least favorite actor.
He's really bad. If you told me Hayden Christensen, you told me everything I need to know. I went to go see a movie with some family. We were supposed to go see The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and it was supposed to be a double date, me and my date, my sister and her fiance at the time, and they backed out because turns out they can't stand scary movies. So we wound up going, and we went to go see Takers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed watching that movie. I kept falling asleep. I was yelling, and they kept constantly reminding you what they do. We're takers. That's what we do. I'm like, yeah? You don't say. Really? Ooh, that's interesting.
Let's go to Egypt.
No, that's Jumper. You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of Jumper. Yeah.
Jumper is much worse.
It's much worse. It's got Matt Dillon in it. And it's a crime heist movie. It's a very bad heist movie. really super awful. And I'm convinced that everything that Hayden Christensen is in is the worst thing ever. He's just a really bad actor.
Well, Shattered Glass, I'll give him that. That's
I was
the
just
only
going
thing.
to say, we saw Shattered Glass with the director.
He was good.
Was he
But
good,
that's
or
the-
did we just watch it with the director so we thought he was good?
No, he's good. He's good because he's playing a whiny little shit.
He's a whiny little shit in a house.
Life Has a House.
Life is a House with Kevin Kline. He's good in that movie. That's a great movie.
Well, he's playing a weird kid that hangs himself and jerks off.
He's like an emo kid that,
Yeah.
But he wasn't that great in it. I thought he was bad, but he filled that role. But I can't stand the fucking dude. I can't.
Well, I feel bad for. I do feel bad for him because the horror stories that I've heard, like people like attacked him on the street, like saying you ruined Star Wars, fuck you. Like people attack, like try to.
Are you getting him mixed up with Jake Lloyd? Because I know Jake Lloyd's life got destroyed by fucking Star Wars.
Both of them did. That's why Hayden Christensen's like, fuck.
That's why I don't know why any actor in their right mind would ever say, yes, I'll do a Star Wars sequel. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's your death sentence to a fucking career.
They didn't know. He was the first to sign up for that. He didn't know it would be as bad as it was.
But now hindsight's 2020. He's coming back now, and it's all good now.
Since you mentioned that, Phoenix, what people are not realizing is that Star Wars, all of Star Wars, is based on the old fucking serials they used to put on movies, because movies used to be a lot shorter. They used to be like an hour long. They'd show a serial and then the coming attractions and the fucking newsreels. That's what Star Wars is. It's supposed to be like the old Flash Gordon serials. Those serials, because you've seen 1,000 of them on Mystery Science Theater 3000, are not good. They do not have good actors in them. It was like considered to be the lowest tier quality of acting you could possibly do because they didn't have people doing soap operas yet. So, boom. So when you signed up to do Star Wars, I don't know what you think you were getting into, but what you're really doing is an homage to George Lucas's love of old serials. Yep. So he purposely picks bad actors and has them act badly in his fucking movies. People never pick up on that.
Well, no, he does that in everything because Red Tails is not based on that, and it's the same shit.
Tails.
So no, it's not based on that. He's just fucking crazy.
And then there's Howard the Duck.
Exactly.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We gave him 5 chances. He's fucked up 5 times. He's done.
What do we want to rate this is the biggest question.
3.
Oh, let me switch over here because Adam has this on a separate thing.
Ooh, that's a nice background, though.
All right, we'll stick with this.
That looks like a good movie behind you, Adam, but it's not. It's These Are the Wits.
3?
3 out of 10. I give it 3 stars for Claire Foy and a half star for Nick Cage's
mullet.
And Christopher Lee. I'll give it
Chad
half star.
Kroger haircut. Yeah.
I'll kill for. I didn't kill for you.
What do you want to give this out of 10?
2 out of 10. 1 point for Claire Foy and another point for Ron Perlman for just fucking being there. That's it. I can't get it. Nicolas Cage didn't show up. So.
Look at that poster behind you. Like that's the movie I want to see. This wasn't it.
Yeah. Too bad that's his face from fucking Gone in 60 Seconds. And they just photoshopped the hair over top of it.
It's another movie where he's on fire in that poster.
Yeah.
Come on, the Ghost Rider.
Can't imagine what. Could that maybe be Ghost Rider or Ghost Rider 2?
Oh, Ghost Rider.
I've seen this movie twice.
Oh.
So I've had to suffer twice. I still give it a 3, though.
Okay, that's very nice.
There are parts where I'm like, oh, I see where you're going for here. And I wasn't miserable watching it. When you watch this, you're not like, fucking get over, like, oh my god, Aunt. You're just like, where the fuck are they going with this? Holy, I don't care. So at the worst, it's annoying, and it's only 95 minutes though.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I could say about it is
95 minutes of bad road.
Yeah, but 2-1-0. The Rock, The Rock's like a 5 or 6 for me. Nick, the Face Off is like a 8.
Yeah.
All right, so no, Cage, I love you, man. Let me out, but no.
No more night movies, Nick. No more. Stop.
Yeah,
No more
Nick
night
Cage,
movies.
don't ever do anything fantasy or medieval related again. It doesn't suit the actor. He's a very bad choice for something like this. Very bad.
He should learn his lesson from Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is a huge bomb.
Let me do this. Sorcerer's Apprentice is way better than this, but let me do this.
Those bomb.
Here's my scores. I'm going to put them on the screen in the post. They're not really here. But here's my Nick Cage rankings. Here's my Nick Cage movie rankings. So, got 2 rankings. Here's where they are. Can you imagine them there, guys? Can you see them?
No.
I see him. I see him all around you.
Adam believes. It's like the movie Hook. You got to believe the pink goop.
I don't believe in fairies.
At first you don't succeed. Try again.
Speaking of people who won an Oscar and they're in a terrible movie.
Aaron Brockovich.
No.
Oh.
She won for Pretty Woman and then was in Hook same year.
She didn't win an Oscar for Pretty Woman.
She didn't?
I am so glad
Really?
that I'm not alone in
She won for Aaron
my
Yeah,
not
Aaron Brockovich
love
did.
of Hook. I can't stand that movie.
Hook
A lot of
then again,
people.
terrible.
A lot of
I
people don't
never-
like Hook.
I'll take it a step farther. I've never liked the story of Peter Pan. I always thought that whole story was bullshit. Teaching
It
that
is.
kid, you're going to run off with a fucking underage stranger in the middle of the fucking night and goes places you're not supposed to go. I mean,
Problem.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
You know what's amazing? Haven't played a clip from the movie yet. I did enjoy the scene where the young kid is backing up against the bookshelf and they go, "Ha!" and they grab him through the bookshelf and pull him back.
Yeah.
I laughed. And then when the monks are crawling on the ceiling, I laughed hysterically. This movie has several laugh out loud moments. None of them
For
good.
me, the only scenes that I enjoyed when they were doing, and I've seen it done in another movie before, but I still liked when they were showing them going all the different battles. I thought, oh, well, this might actually go somewhere.
Well, that was
They
the opening of Wolverine Origins.
Also, Soldier did the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's a way better movie than this, and it's not a good movie, but it's way better than this. But Soldier did the same thing. They had all these different wars that he'd been in, and they just kept changing the location on the bottom and changing the backdrops and showing them doing all these different fights. But it's so brief that you don't really get to enjoy anything. It's just a bunch of CG bullshit.
Let me see if this works. If my timing's right.
You can weaken it. You have to keep reading.
All right, here we go.
Plato Barata
Watch the
Victo.
monks crawl on the ceiling right here.
Hey, man.
And it's so fucking bad.
Oh, man, the monks are coming.
Fuck. I almost forgot to say something. I'll wait.
Oh, come on. Show them on the ceiling. I hope I get the right time.
Oh, man. Here
There
they
it is.
come.
Here it is.
Oh, I'm going to move real fast
All right,
now.
that's all I want to see.
You know what else this movie's giving me flashbacks to? Van Helsing. In a bad way.
Yeah.
That's a way more fun movie than this, and that's not
It-
good either, but
I will never forgive you for taking me to that fucking movie. Fuck you forever. He took me to that
I'm glad
movie.
you took
He basically had to
Van
drag
Helsing.
me. And I was like, fuck you, I'm not going to that. And he's like, no, let's go. I was
That'll be
like,
fun.
I fucking hate it. No. And I'm still
It's
fucking
not
miserable
good.
about that.
Well, we saw it, the ArcLight, and that's long gone now.
Hey, at least they had a vampire that looked like David Bowie.
No,
That's
that
kinda
one we
cool.
saw at the Chinese theater.
Oh, that's still there.
Yeah. We saw it there.
Did we see? Oh, I forgot. I don't
We
know.
did. Yeah.
Well, that's a good venue.
Much better than the ArcLight,
Yeah. Well, the ArcLight's gone now.
but still
Yeah.
pissed.
As you should be.
And as well as the Exorcist prequel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. We saw it. It was
Fuck you.
terrible. That wasn't my fault. That was Remco. Remco
All
did
you
that.
ever need to watch is The Exorcist 3. You can ignore all of the other movies. The Exorcist 3
Oh,
is
absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love Exorcist 3.
I don't need
That's
to
a
watch
master.
the first one. All I need is a third one.
You
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. They could have called it anything else, and it still
Yeah.
would have been a great fucking
Well, it's
movie.
supposed to be called Legion. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking movie.
And you know what pisses me off is I didn't watch that until like about a year ago, and I never watched it because I thought, oh, it's an Exorcist sequel. It's gonna suck. And I imagine
no.
1,000 million people thought exactly the same way I did. And then I watched it, I'm like, where the fuck's this movie been all my life? I enjoy the shit out of this.
Oh, it's a great
Problem
movie.
is, Exorcist 1, great. Exorcist 2 is fucking unwatchable.
Awful.
So when you watch the third one,
it's
you're
kind
like-
of funny. It's so bad.
The third one, you're like, oh god, and you're like, oh, I like this more. It's actually what the first one should have been, like that sort of atmosphere. The third one is my favorite Exorcist movie by far.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
And people do not agree with me. I put it on Twitter when I watched it, and I was like,
yeah,
I love the third one. First one.
You have to go into it not thinking about The Exorcist, and then you'll enjoy it more. Yeah.
Well, it's got Brad Dourif. He's fucking great.
Brad Dourif should have been nominated for an Oscar for that performance.
He always gives 150%, and he never gets enough fucking credit where it's due.
Him and George C. Scott are just fucking amazing together. They are so
great.
good.
Yeah. I believe in bile. I believe in death.
Yeah, George C. Scott and the priest are oh my god, their conversations are so fucking funny. When he's talking about the fish in the his bathtub, he's like, I just wait for that thing to die.
I want to kill the fish.
There's a guy that
hilarious.
George C. Scott. There's a guy that casually walked into horror late in his life, and it saved his fucking career. The Changeling, The Exorcist 3, fucking did wonders for him. Shit, even Firestarter, nice little bit in there too.
So in the original or the alternate ending, like I said, it's just remove the CG from the woman. She's just a woman. It's better. It is.
Oh,
better
is it? Okay.
Because it doesn't have the stupid Steppenwolf face to it, the demon.
That face was really cartoonish.
And Ron Perlman just dies with the knives in the back, and that's it. He doesn't do the fire. And then Nick Cage just holds a woman, and it makes way more sense. And she's still stabbing him, and she dies too. And that's the end.
Yeah,
way more satisfying.
Your edit would have at least made this movie serviceable at best.
Yeah, it's not amazing, and this movie fucking sucks. But let's get out of here.
Yep.
And the next Nick Cage cast / B movie battle will be. I chose this on purpose because we're loitering in Wonderland Studios. Willy's Wonderland from 2020.
All right, I haven't seen that one yet.
I have yet to see it.
Oh, okay.
I hear mixed opinions on that one. Everybody either loves it or fucking hates it. It's the worst movie ever, or it's the greatest thing ever.
That'll be June 9th. We'll record that live. The episode will come out on the actual B-Movie Battle feed a little bit later, but we'll see how that one is. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect. But for me, LIWstudios.com, B-Movie Battle on Twitter.
Did you want me to say something?
Yeah, something.
Ticket. Coming soon, the Phoenix and I will be reviewing The Stand, Mick Garrison's masterpiece, and then we will be reviewing the latest incarnation of The Stand, the shitty version. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
I was reading the reviews for that, and it's not looking good.
No.
Yeah. Phoenix and I occasionally review episodes of The Orville because there'll at some point be a new season coming out, so we're going through all the old ones and reviewing those. You can check those out on either his channel or my channel, which is Raiders of Lost Flicks on YouTube, RaidersOfLostFlicks.com, the official website. Raiders_OTLF is my Twitter feed. Hit me up, holler back.
All right, guys. I'll just say this. Let me out of this house. I'm sick of watching Nick Cage movies. I just want to laugh.
I'll need a laugh outside Nick Cage.
I want. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I guess is just let me go. I'm Phoenix West.
Ticket.
I'm Adam Wilcox. Definitely higher blood sugar than Nicolas Cage in this movie.
A little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. So long, citizens. So long, Nick Cage. Please let me out. Let me go. Can you do that?